Mr. Chairman, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Blumenthal, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I know both of them.
That was good enough. Mr. Zuckerberg, you know who Antigone Davis is, correct?
Yes.
She's one of your top leaders. In September of 2021, she was global head of safety, correct?
Yes.
And you know that she came before a subcommittee of the Commerce Committee that I chaired at the time, Subcommittee on Consumer Protection, correct?
Yes.
And she was testifying on behalf of Facebook, right?
Meta, but yes.
It was then Facebook, but Meta now. And she said, kid safety is an area where, quote, we are investing heavily. Mr. Zuckerberg, do you believe that you have a constitutional right to lie to Congress?
Senator,
no, it's a yes or no question. I'm going to be running out of time, so I'm assuming the answer is no if you can't answer yes. Mr. Zuckerberg.
Senator, we support the age-appropriate content standards.
No, it's a yes or no question.
But would have some suggestions
yes or no,
on how to
Mr.
implement
Zuckerberg.
It. Senator, we run ads.
It's the Real Brothers Radio Network.
Oh my God.
Robert Kennedy, when he was Attorney General, said that he could imagine the possibility of a Negro president in the United States within perhaps 40 years. Do you think this is at all realistic?
Well, let me say first that I think it's necessary to make it clear that there are Negroes who are presently qualified.
Because you know what an 80% increase is, it has to be an 80% increase.
For myself, I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. I expect all of you to march with me and press on.
A cup of coffee between these various factions would allow all of us a meeting, a talk. Why the anger? Why are interpreting intensity for hostility? And what I'm trying to explain to you is that if there's no freedom of speech in this country, when you do get to speak, you speak the truth, you speak clear, you speak fiercely, and you don't care whether you got it sound right. The people who are really
you won't miss the lesson on Pan-Africanism, okay?
The Real Brother Radio Studios in Los Angeles, California. It's the Real Brother Radio Show with your host, Theron K Cal. And now, here he is, the Real Brother, Theron K Cal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not the Theron K Cal that we all know and love, but no, I'm just fucking around with StreamYards. I've never used it before, so bear with me. I don't know. It's more an exercise of just trying to fucking learn this shit and seeing what's going on. And also, I can't live without my truth, man. RBR is RBR is the thing, and I'm just fucking so hooked on that habit of just watching him that when he's not around there, it's like my day's fucked up. So I'm gonna step in and be the co-host today. I'm sure I'll hear about it, but whatever. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be back on the channel, honestly, there with Afro running things and shit like that. So I'll just do my thing over here and whatever, man. Whatever. So it is what it is. And I'm not a monologuer like RBR, so I don't really have anything, as far as like anything to say much about except for, I think it's kind of stupid what's going on over there. Like, obviously, I think, it's sad, you know what I mean? And it kind of shows a radicalization, of where we're going with, November coming up and politics and all that bullshit, which is so fucking retarded, but it is what it is, So I just thought I'd, set up a stream and see if anybody was interested in maybe doing like this panel bullshit there, if I could find out how to fucking do that, and I'm sure there's somewhere back here that has some type of way to make the fucking link, man. You know, I never used it before, so like I'm sure it's stupid simple because like even the go live, I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out how to go live, and I ended up getting too frustrated and I fucking had to fucking walk away from it. But it's just a little stupid button, man. Like I'd rather use OBS, but I can't host with OBS unless I use like a Discord, and I don't know, man. Let me see if I can figure this out. Because I know like Marty shares like videos and stuff like that. I don't know how he does it, honestly, like because there's nowhere to link like an online video, like unless maybe he uses his phone and has like 2 people or something like that. All right, where's this fucking link, man? Come on. It's fucking stupid. Oh, hey, Action. What's up, man? Who's Borrowed Time? I don't know who Borrowed Time is. Is that like somebody, or are you saying that literal? Oh my god, banners. Is this a banner? Okay, an example of a banner. Click on a banner. No, I don't want a banner. How do you do this link shit, man? What's this? New layout, edit layout. Present settings. There's got to be a way to share the link. Okay, guess what's this shit? No. Oh, maybe I just shared. Well, can I do that? Just like the link from up top here. I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. Because that might be the ticket. All right. Try that. I don't know if that's gonna be the be all and end all. I probably, I'm gonna struggle with trying to get people up on panel too and shit like that. So just bear with me. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. If I don't, well, yeah. Did that post that thing? I'm in the back chat, so I can't see if that actually posted or anything. Oh wait, there. Yeah, it did. Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not RBR. Oh, Action, you're already here, man. Cool, man. Yo.
I didn't plan on. I really got to get some sleep. I worked a late night shift. I probably shouldn't say that because Cyber Doxer is gonna dox me. And
I don't think Cyber will
guess
be
it really
bad.
doesn't.
There's not many
he
people.
doxes me. These guys follow me around. So I took time to listen to GGLE, Alan.
Yeah, we doxed Cyber. Well, I mean, it wasn't me necessarily. Like, I didn't really do it, but a bunch of us did it, and I think you know what I mean. Like, I respect him now because we kind of had our battle. You know what I mean, and we kind of came out the other side on it, and like he's a.
I don't like that people. I don't like that people lie about.
No, I don't like that. That was my
people.
Yeah, that was my issue, man. That was my whole issue in the beginning, is the lying. You know what I mean? Because like he was telling RBR.
I would never say something inappropriate to my children. Is absolutely ridiculous.
No, I don't think that either. Ridiculous. I think like I mean, I heard a little. I don't like that's like personal shit. So I didn't really. Yeah, but
I really want to talk to you about GG Allen and
the musician.
I think Die When You Die. I love the drummer, whoever he is. Oh man, that fucking drummer is dope. Die When You Die. I want to say it's the guitarist. The guitar.
There's a couple drummers. It depends on which iteration.
I'm talking about when he. I think that was with the Murder Junkies.
Okay, yeah. What's his name?
Because he had the Anti-Scene. He has a couple of songs with the Anti-Scene.
Yeah, that was a split with the Anti-Scene. Yeah.
Who else? What was the other bands that he was with? I'm still learning about him, so I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Fuck Gigi and the Murder Junkies. That was a big one. The Jabbers.
I like the Murder. Now, I think his best material is with the Murder Junkies. It's the acoustic album as well. Is that him playing the guitar?
Oh yeah. And also
that acoustic album.
The slide guitar. Yeah, the slide guitar is actually played by a fucking real famous Nashville guy. I'm not going to be able to remember names.
Yeah. He ended up. It's a couple of guys. There's a couple of guitarists that was with him for a week and just couldn't handle
Well, he was like his yeah, for sure. But you know, he was his like first album that came out was like a big album. Like if
What
you
was
look
it? What was it? In 1984, he did the song about him being a trash when he was in the alley.
Yeah, oh that was I think the one with the Jabbers.
Live fast, die fast, or something.
Yeah, live fast, die fast.
That song is awesome. I like it. I like, you know, he is the epitome of white male psychosis. You all right? Now you don't have to like it. You guys are filthy animals, and there's something wrong with you.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? But it's you know, it's more or less, you know what I mean, the throwaway society. You know what I mean? Kind of like.
No, I don't. I mean, I would be lying if I said I don't know what you mean, but I also see how oxymoronic it is.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? There's just a lot of white kids that growing up in like the 80s and 90s, you know what I mean? That their parents just like, you know, sure, they came from maybe a middle class or, you know, or maybe not, but.
And Gigi Allen came from a middle class family in New Hampshire.
No, not me, but Gigi did. Gigi, yeah, okay, sorry, man. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, but Gigi, no, he wasn't middle class. He was raised.
He comes from a middle class New Hampshire family.
No.
He comes from a well-adjusted family. I don't believe the bullshit about him coming from this poor family. He chose a life of drugs and crime, and rock and roll absolutely saved him.
You know, potentially, but he didn't come from a well-to-do, you know, family, because his dad was really religious, and they were in like a cabin in the woods because his dad was like trying to keep them away from like
a well-to-do. You have no idea of what it feels like to be raised in a society that's other than your own self. You have no idea.
Well, I don't know. I guess not. I mean, maybe I do though.
Yeah, you guess.
Well, I think I do actually. I think I got a pretty good idea. You know what I mean? Like,
so how could you understand? How could you understand what it feels?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was attacked, you know, as a child by adults and stuff like that.
What type of adults were attacking you?
Like teachers,
adults of your own culture.
You know,
people of your own culture. You're not surrounded by Chinese, Arab, so on and so forth. You're full of it.
Breed. Well, no. I mean, there's lots of people like that around. Yo.
America is predominantly a European invader nation.
No.
So to as if you're the like you are being impeded upon by a foreign group is bullshit.
What's up, old breed?
What's going on?
Hey, man. I put your name in the title.
Yeah.
I mean,
I really wanted to continue my.
I may as well make an appearance.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I appreciate you, man. Okay, yeah, actually, go ahead, man. I just wanted to say hello, man.
I didn't want to deter from. I didn't get a chance to see him on the Ain't Show or something like that. I did see the Geraldo episode.
yeah, that was cool, huh?
Oh, that was amazing. I mean, he's absolutely. I like his approach, right?
Yeah, you don't give a fuck. Yeah, you don't give a fuck, man. Like that's what I like.
It's not even that he gives a fuck. It's an intellectual dose of what happens when you don't allow people to freely express themselves.
Yeah, I can see that.
He may come off as if he's an asshole, but that's not the point.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, outside of it was an act, you know, a lot of it, even though he did
absolutely
live it, he lived it, but it was an act, like, because it
was an evolution, though. It was an evolution.
It was, yes, it was. I met his ex-girlfriend when I was living in Boston, and whatever. We all went out, a bunch of us, to his gravesite and spent the night at his grave, getting drunk and
Marley whacked that dude with the guitar for puking and pissing. But the thing is,
this is crazy.
That is who he was. So what's the problem with it? With someone dropping a load on his fucking gravesite?
No, nothing. People, when I was out, we all pissed on it. You know what I mean? And like people, there was shit.
You know, his brother and them probably would the murder junkies probably would have fucking jumped you. Yeah, had
No,
been there to
no.
witness
I
that.
mean, this was before it got too bad. You know what I mean? This was like, it was like a sign of respect. You know what I mean? Like we were there to respect him. Yeah. I know it sounds fucked, but you know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, you fucking
yeah.
Europeans are insane.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's a sign of respect to piss on his grave.
There's a black guy with us. There's a black guy with us, and there was a midget with us.
Right,
too,
there you go.
actually.
Let's make sure we get our Toki, Hootie, and the Blowfish in there. So make sure we have an Asian guy, an Arab, and a magic carpet rider, a boo. Make sure we join in. Make sure you find at least one exception for every goddamn.
It's just
genetic
like punk rock,
validate your insanity.
People were into punk rock, you know what I mean? And it didn't matter. Nobody saw.
Why do you have to try to use other groups to try to validate your insanity?
Well, because you just brought up Europeans, like it's like a European thing, you know what I mean? Like,
no, it is. That is absolutely. That's like saying hip hop is not a quote unquote so-called black music.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't really see any music as like.
Of course,
racial.
you don't want to see it that way.
No, well,
that's like saying Congress isn't 70% Europeans.
Yeah, well, I don't see like any race being able to take ownership of music.
The fact that you tell me that you don't see it means that you're conveniently and selectively ignoring reality.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe it's just a
If I look at the Indian government, it's not that hard to see that it's 90% Hindi. If I look at the China, it doesn't take rocket science for me to see that it's 100% Chinese.
Yeah, they're very insular. Yeah.
No, it's not that they're insular. They're homogeneous.
Or homogeneous. Yeah.
How it should be. But the fact that you can conveniently ignore that when looking at your own cultural group,
well, look,
means that you have a
yeah. I mean, we probably made a mistake by like, you know what I mean, like even having.
Coming over here?
Yeah, trying to not coming over here, but by bringing slaves over here, shit like that.
No, coming over here. And we were my family was here before you guys even knew that this portion of the earth existed. You guys are still having trouble with time.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you're living in the past. You know what I mean? I don't think
I'm living in the past. Isn't the present a collection of the past? I mean, you don't have a present without recognizing the past.
You exist today, yeah, but I mean, like your opinions are gonna get.
So you want to conveniently you want me to live Constitution? You want me to live with that portion of the past?
Yes,
because that benefits you.
Well,
but you don't want me to look at your reputation or the relationship that we have toward each other.
Well, I mean, I think you should look at what's been done. You know what I mean? Not try to focus on.
I should think how you want me to. I should ignore my cognitive function, and I should think with my white man's brain.
Well, you know what I mean? I think like if everything was as bad as what you think it is, wouldn't you be dead? You know what I mean?
No.
Why not?
The objective is not you. First off, to think that you guys have the ability to overpower nature is foolish pride, right?
What do you
Eminem
mean,
song.
I don't know what you mean.
We exist due to nature. My people exist due to nature. It's nothing you can do to eliminate us.
What do you, I mean,
we are the original species.
That's kind of silly, man. What are you talking about? Native?
I need to drop and come back because there's a delay. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Supple breed.
What can I do for you?
Oh, not much, man. I just put your name in the title just to make it like an RBR title. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to, do a Theron K Cal. Fucking, that's all, man. You know what I mean?
Did you expect me to show up?
No, I didn't really, but you know what I mean. It was just I'm glad you made an appearance. You know what I mean? I don't think we've talked much, if anything. It's just I know you're always brought up on RBR's show, and at the same time he brings me up. So I just thought, yeah, you know what I mean.
Would you like to know why?
Yeah.
Would you like to
is
know
it that
why
phone
this
call
all started?
Oh yeah, I would actually. Yes.
We have time now because I didn't want to interrupt the conversation you two are having.
No, go ahead, man. Like, let's chop it up. Yeah.
Okay, so this was 12 years ago.
Hmm.
So I was messing around with Twitter. I didn't know shit about Twitter. I was kind of new to it. So I'm
Okay.
just, I was just checking Twitter out, and over the next 2 or maybe 3 weeks, somehow or another, I started following people that Theron was following. Right. So
Yeah.
how this all kind of started is, I was looking at a conversation where they were talking about black on black violent crime.
Right.
And one of Theron's favorite lies to tell is how black on black violent crime in Chicago dropped 80% right
Oh,
after
yes.
Obama was elected.
The 80%.
So I'm reading this thread, and I'm like, being naive to Twitter and not knowing who Theron was, I'm like, this can't be right. I mean, if that kind of a thing would have actually happened, it would have been all over worldwide news.
Right.
Everybody
Yeah.
would have, it would have been like everywhere. So I'm like, okay, Chicago, all right, maybe. Nope, no problem. So I went to, Chicago PD's website at the time, and then, of course,
Yeah.
it didn't have anything like that. I went to the FBI's Uniform Crime Report, because I'm a pretty big researcher by nature and kind of by my job anyway.
Okay.
So I just simply replied back after I did, a half-hour research, whatever. I foolishly went back into the thread and said, no, dude, I just don't think that you're right, because that's not what the Chicago PD is saying, and that's not what the FBI crime report is saying.
You didn't realize what a hornet's nest you just kicked.
I was immediately called a racist,
Oh, yeah.
dumb, stupid, blah, 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 blah. I became the center of his attention for like the next 2 or 3 days. So being the stubborn retired Marine that I am, I'm not going to take that kind of shit at all. So I started pushing back, and then I stopped myself and I said, "This has got to be a parody account."
Right.
This
yeah. I'm being trolled, man. This ain't. Yeah.
So it was, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months later, I found out that the dude had a show on StreamYards.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I said,
Right.
okay, I got to check this out, because this has got to be some kind of a joke.
Yeah.
And then to my shock, it wasn't.
Well, that's debatable.
that's well, meaning he seriously believes this stuff. It's not a parody account.
No, it's crazy,
and I'm
man.
like, holy shit. But what really he got under my skin. I mean, the insults, calling me a racist, none of that shit's true. It doesn't bother me.
No, of course not. Of course not. Yeah,
you're definitely bigoted. You're definitely bigoted. You're definitely biased. You're definitely prejudiced.
Anyway, I'm gonna continue.
Well, what do you mean anyway?
Pardon me while you interrupt.
Did I?
Well, no. I mean,
did I
we're trying to
hurt feelings?
We're trying to get the story. That's all. Yeah.
We're talking about a man that blatantly has a mental disorder,
right,
of some sort.
Yes.
And if you can intellectually and cognitively research statistics and talk to RBR, if you have a rational neuron in your brain, you can listen to RBR and know that first off, he's off, like mentally off.
Yeah,
that's not something to take serious. So at this point now, Mr. Old Breed, I'm questioning your rationale or your sanity. If you can't,
we all find it entertaining. You know what I mean? I don't think that says anything.
Well, it's very apparent that he's taking.
Well, let's just hear a story.
Literally.
Let's just hear his. You know what I mean? Because he's been there like so much longer than anybody, and it really is like a like a foundation of how things are. So I'm curious, anyways. Like, yeah, go ahead, Old Breed, man. I don't know if you remember where you were, but
I don't know who this guy is, but I'm not into the habit nor do I have any obligation to explain my personal motivations to anybody.
Yeah,
You or
because you
anybody
white,
else.
you're
So with that-
European, you're white, and you say so.
Yes. Exactly.
But
So
anyway,
yeah, no,
I was.
go ahead. Yeah.
So when he did that, that was kind of he became kind of my project,
Yeah.
and I guess I kind of behaved.
For my final intrusion, I don't listen to jarheads anyway. They don't have much of a neurological function anyway. That's why you're a jarhead. You tested too low.
If you want to get under
You
my
tested
skin,
too
you're gonna
low
have
on
to
the
come with-
ASVAB.
You need to come with better material than that.
Well,
if you're
you
gonna get
guys
under my
tested
skin.
too low on the ASVAB.
So like I was
intellectually
saying,
speaking,
TG,
you couldn't keep up with me anyway. So that's why I was not in the Marines, because I'm not a bullet bag.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll discuss. I just really want to hear what Reed has to say, man. Like, yeah.
He became kind of my
he
project.
became a project.
And that's a flaw on my part, is to let him get to me like that.
Yeah, I have the same flaw, man.
And I don't listen to him near as much anymore as I used to. One, because I can feel my brain cells dying with each passing hour. But
it's addictive,
as
man.
you get
Like
older,
it really
you learn
becomes
things, and he's not
like
really worth even the comedic value anymore. So
I get it, man. After a while, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Topics, which is, it's a combination of just sniffing lead-based paint as a child, or mental illness, or whatever the hell it is. I really
Whatever,
don't care.
yeah.
So
I mean, it's neither here nor there, really. You know what I mean? Like I have compassion for the guy because
that
obviously he's sick and
Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. You're right,
the story,
right.
Yes.
I mean, I like the fact that you got him on that phone call, that he's so upset about that just, I don't know, man. You could bring that up and he'll fucking go on a hour-long fucking rant about that phone call and how that's not recording a phone call live, and the one where the lawyer one where he recorded, where he rebroadcast it. He's like, that's not recording, that's broadcasting. He says, broadcasting. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like obviously that's recording a third-party call. Like, yeah. But he's really mad about that. Like, so you know what I mean? Like, right? Yeah. I don't know if you're cutting out or not. You're just
figured I'd come up since you had my name.
No, I appreciate it,
plastered in
man.
your title. I just figured I'd
well, I mean, I didn't mean any disrespect by it. It was just
and
more or
maybe
less
for the other person
on
this call, I can entertain him now, if that's what he chooses chooses to do, or
he likes that. Yeah, he's definitely
me. I will go ahead and
he's
entertain him.
He's a smart guy, though. You know what I mean? He's definitely an addition to the RBR channel.
It's not an insult, so better material.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, he throws the insults, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's to be expected. You know what I mean?
Is it an insult, or is there some relevance?
Well, it's an insult.
Is it relevance to my statement?
I think it's an insult. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, tell me, how is it an insult?
I just don't think it's necessary. You know what I mean?
Okay,
it's
exactly
not an
what
insult.
in detail.
I simply said, if you're going to do that, come up with some better material.
Well, you have to first explain. You have to first, explain how I insulted you.
Well, I guess he's not saying it is an insult.
I mean, not an insult. I said you need to come with better material. I can.
Well, who said who? In material, what do you think? This is a comedic? Or you think I'm a comedian or something? What do you mean better material? Should I have rehearsed for some synonymous person online?
I think
that's not.
I appreciate.
In other words,
Reed, man. Thanks for dropping
he was
by.
bigoted and prejudiced based upon. This is not only is it stereotypical, and stereotypes tend to be true. He went right for Chicago, right?
But that's
Chicago and black on black crime. We're gonna.
Yeah, but that's RBR's
We're gonna
thing,
look at the. First off, when you don't even acknowledge, it's like if I look at the Uyghurs in China, I'm not gonna expect the most classiest, intelligent people due to their subjugation. if I look at Punjab and Hindustan, which you Europeans have renamed India, right? It's actually Hindustan.
Well, I'm not a European.
You're definitely a European. And see, this is what I mean about being prejudiced and bigoted. You're not even willing to admit that your progeny comes from Europe.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, my ancestors.
So when you say that you're not European, everybody else can be Asian American, African American, but you're not European American?
I'm just American, man.
Okay, so why is it that everybody else has a hyphen?
I don't know. I don't like that shit.
Right. And then you recognize how if I say my grandmother was Choctaw on my father's side, if I tell you that my great-great-grandmother was Wichita, if I tell you that my immediate grandma wasn't even black, she was half white, half Quapaw, which is the Conska tribe, which you guys call Osage. You tell me that I sound insane as if
I never said that.
As if the only people that can have this background is white people.
No, I never said that. I mean, you think you're making
that's the bigoted aspect. If I'm on RBR's channel, and I'm going to hear the same thing from your channel, according to Europeans, I don't have an identity. I'm quote unquote black because you said so. So I have to be placed under the umbrella with the likes of
I don't know if you recall,
Hindu Harris and Logic the Rapper, and this makes sense to you.
No, it doesn't make sense to me, and that's I actually was trying to get into that a couple of days ago on RBR's channel, where I was trying to say, hey, this black-white thing, it's just incorrect labels, you know what I mean? And
it's called an artificial construct.
Yeah.
And why do you think this artificial construct exists?
Well, I don't know, man. I think it's a division. You know what I mean? I don't like it.
It's if you can misclassify particular groups of people, you can rationalize and justify your presence here. Back to why if someone can be called Asian American, if someone can be called African American, it's only rational and logical that you would be called a European American.
Yeah, no, I'm an American.
No. It's only.
I don't have to justify my presence here. Like, I don't feel I have to. It's like.
Okay, but guess what? Seeing how your progeny came from Europe, right. I'm left to justify who I am.
Okay.
Because in an instant, a pejorative that I hear all the time is go back to Africa. Well, I can't go back to Africa because I didn't come from there. But that's a pejorative that the most random European will use.
No, I get it. I mean, you've got an argument. Like, I mean, I do understand that black people have a.
I'm not black, but please continue.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
For lack of a better term,
that's the more appropriate. I don't even know how. I don't know what else to say. Because we just talk about this label or definition. I mean, I don't want to say you because it's a commonality amongst a lot of people. I don't think
that anyone is black or quote unquote white.
Well, no, probably not. You know what I mean? In America, especially, like, people are fucking all kinds of fucking.
And I hate to do this because it's gonna sound like I'm overtaking your panel, which is not my intent. When you say an American, someone from Honduras is an American. Someone from Brazil or Ecuador, they're Americans. Because guess what? They're in South America.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you look at it that way, I mean, I'm talking about North America and more
right. Okay. So someone from Canada, by definition, is an American. No different than someone born on the continent of Africa will be called an African.
I mean,
so by definition, someone in Canada is an American because it has been classified as North America.
I mean, yes and no at the same time. I mean, I know what you're saying. Like, yes, you know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying, and you must also understand what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? We could kind of like hash out these.
I would say that you're a United States citizen.
Yeah,
in the continent of North of America would be
that's a more
appropriate terminology.
Yes. No, I'll agree with that. Absolutely. But I mean, English especially is just such a slang language, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
a lot of nuances there.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, I mean, it's just such a bastardization of so many other languages.
As Granny would tell me, they speak with a forked tongue, meaning you don't know which way they're going with the statement.
Who?
Nothing that you guys say is actually what you mean. It can mean a plethora of things because each term has many definitions. So it's a fourth tongue language.
Hey, old breed. Art had just a comment in chat that he was interested in. Tell us about what you remember about Wolf Monday. Does that ring a bell?
I'm sorry I dropped off. I went through Dickerson, and whenever I do that, I lose cell phone
Oh,
coverage.
no problem, man. It happens.
What?
Yeah.
About who now?
Art wanted to know if you remembered anything about Wolf Monday.
Nope.
No, Art. No.
Don't know who that is.
No, it must be somebody from back in the day because Art's done a lot of looking into this. Like we found, Art's found, there's comments going back to like 2002, 2003, people saying the exact same things that we're saying today about RBR, you know? It's crazy. Like, same shit. You know what I mean? Like 20 years ago, man, the guy is dedicated. And like, I respect him for that, if nothing else, you know? I mean, like, who can keep it up? Like, fuck, man. I could never do it. Keep up, you know, the pace that he has.
Well, there is certainly a mental illness component. Big time.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But
I would like to correct that. It's actually a mental disorder. Illness is something that can be overcome, like depression. A mental disorder is something that's more hereditary, or maybe something that someone encountered, like a PSTD. So he is he's mentally disordered.
No, once again, you're right with the definition. I mean, you're clarifying that, and that's correct. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think it's autism myself. You know, I'm not a professional, obviously, but you know, there's a social aspect, it seems, that he's having trouble with. So, you know, very unsocial, and he does seem to have like a split personality or some type of split personality, because he's always talking to RBR, and then there's Theron K Cal. Like there's like two people, it seems like sometimes. You know, I don't know if you've noticed that he sort of has like a monologue with himself.
Oh yeah, yes, I see that. This I would say that what would that be, an anti-personality disorder?
Yeah,
or a split personality disorder of some sort.
I think like a narcissist, like NPD, narcissist personality disorder, has some traits of that, of having like you know, they think of themselves
borderline. What's that? Borderline personality disorder.
BPD. Yeah, and that he calls himself that, the borderline genius, and that's why I get a kick out of that term, right? The borderline genius, because of the
but like you say, I must admit, for whatever strange reason, I'm drawn to it.
I know, it's like a fucking dumpster fire, man. It is. It is a shit show. It's a dumpster fire, and you know, I mean, I think anybody who is drawn to it, they're obviously, you know, maybe, you know, something a little fucked up with them too, right? Because like, you know, subjecting yourself to that is just, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up. I've shown a few people, and they're like horrified by what goes on there, man. Like, they're like just not into it at all.
If I had not engaged, hey man, from just last night, I am obsessed with G.G. Allen.
Oh no, that's good, man. That's good.
I mean, obsessed. I fucking love whoever. Like you said, it's different bands, but maybe it's his track selection, the type of tracks he chooses to sing on, and he's really down to earth. Like, psychotic, very much down to earth.
Yeah, and what's interesting is when you look into it, like the guy who actually made the documentary on him is what's his name?
The guy from New York, the New York University student.
He ended up like going on to, he's like real famous guy now, man. Like what's his name there? Fuck, I'm just so horrible with names. Like I'm just literally.
And I'm so sorry for being long-winded. I was really enthused by when G.G. Allen, he really attacked the modern day punk rockers. He's like, this is not fake blood. This is fucking. I'm just the pain. Like I understand. You know.
No, exactly.
You know, I love it.
And that's like part of the art, you know, and that's why he did what he did. Like that's what the whole, you know, eating the shit was. It was like this is what society wants, you know, us to fucking be, you know what I mean? Like, you know, eat the fucking shit, you know, live in the shit, like, fuck you, you know what I mean? That's like literally what it was. It was like, you know, I'm not only gonna fucking, you know, I'm not only gonna fucking like, you know, eat the shit, I'm gonna fucking eat it and smile and fuck, you know,
and smear myself in it,
yeah,
and walk amongst you, and
yeah.
it's not gonna, your opinion is not going to affect me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like more or less like you're not gonna sweep it under the rug. I'm gonna be the ugliness that you want, you know, to not see, like to put into the shade, into the corners. Like you don't want to see this, but I'm gonna make you see it. Like that's kind of like a lot of it
it's
too, right?
amazing how he died in what, 93, so that was what,
Yeah,
almost
overdose.
30 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 years ago. 31 to be precise.
Yeah.
He's not really heralded like he should be.
No, but nobody even knew it. Like I've been using Gigi's name on the internet since like, I don't know, man, 97, since I came back from Boston. And nobody used to say anything. Like, you know, and like
I
what
found
happened?
him from typing in real brother Gigi Aline or Alan, and I keep calling him Aline, it's Alan.
Everybody,
I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is not the dude that I'm talking to online.
Yeah.
So after doing a little bit of small research, little Google search last night at work, I put him in my earbuds, and his guitars were like again, it's different bands. The guitars are phenomenal. His drummers, his choice of musicians to surround himself with. It takes me back to thinking how they arranged the songs. Like, what were they doing? You know,
I think
he didn't have
like
a home.
You know? Just like drug-fueled traveling and emotion and just like the rawest of raw. Yeah.
Just fucking raw.
And like I used to be involved in like punk rock and stuff back in the early 90s and like actually for all the way till like, I don't know, 2012, I think.
He kind of died out. He lost his edge.
Yeah, it did.
I grew up on my favorite when I was young from watching the box music television you control, 9 Inch Nails.
Yes.
But after listening to Gigi Aline, I recognized I was listening to the Cookie Cutters.
Well, 9 Inch Nails had, you know, they were cool when they first came out too, man. Like they were hard. Like
Green Day was pretty good. I enjoyed Green Day as well.
Yeah, I was into Green Day at the time. I mean, before they got big, I saw them play. I think in I don't know. It was on the Dookie tour. I saw them like. So
I remember that joint.
Yeah. They played with the Riverdales and fuck, who else did they play with?
It's the synchronicity. It's man, Gigi Aline Allen was a phenomenal. I mean, I showed my daughter. Some guy just jumped on stage and decked her. Wow.
Oh yeah.
He gave him a black eye. He tried to chase the guy. He said, fuck it, and then went back to singing his song. This is amazing.
And people would wait for him outside of the shows, and beat the fuck out of him. But he'd do it again and again and again. Like he went through Texas doing that shit. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he didn't get killed.
Get shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Just insane performances. You know? And I love it.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to it.
Grabbing people's girlfriends by the hair out of the crowd. Like, you know, imagine you're there. You know?
He would do weird things to the women on stage. I'm like, what are you doing to her? Unhand that woman.
Yeah, just all about getting into that uncomfortable zone. Like, you know what I mean? It just really
he lived it. He embodied it. He brought that to life. That being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah, you know, it's just really like, you know, even the people who hung around him, they couldn't ever, you know, like relax or anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was just always, you know, going off, you know what I mean? Very, very much a diva in some sort of sense, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But at the same time, like, you know, when he was alone and not doing his Gigi Allen thing, like he was actually like a real quiet guy who just pondered a lot.
I read that.
Yeah.
Especially when he was in the penitentiary, they talked about that.
Yeah. you know, and that's the thing. Like, so it shows that, you know, like because people like to say, oh, Gigi was fucking stupid. He wasn't smart. You know,
No, he was
you
very
know,
intelligent.
yeah, no, exactly. Like you know, his approach was just so, you know, different than, you know what I mean? Anybody expected.
He took himself somewhere that most of us are absolutely afraid to go, psychologically, physically, emotionally.
Yeah, and he knew,
He
like, by living
became
that,
this idea in his mind.
And I really do believe that he would have killed himself.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, yeah.
Fuck yeah. If he didn't OD, fuck yeah, he'd have killed himself. He was heading down that road. You can that last video when he was trying to catch the taxi cab, he was there.
Yeah, and like, you know, a couple of times when people asked him about that, he says, "I'm not like," because people say, "Why don't you do it now? Why don't you?" You know, he says, "I'm not gonna kill myself for you, for the benefit of you." Like, yeah, you know what I mean? He says, "You're gonna have to wait." You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just love the way, you know, he'd say it, because people would be like, "Oh, well, I hate you, Gigi. Why don't you are gonna kill yourself? Just do it now." And he'd be like, "You know, no, I'm not gonna do it to benefit you. Fuck you." Yeah. So I really do think he would have, you know, and I do think he had the balls to do it, because people say that about, oh, he wasn't going to do it. He would have made it. No,
he'd have done it. No, he was going to do it. It just, the time hadn't arrived.
Yeah. And like
I also would like to express that in the day and age we live in, with all these glamorous, rich, you know, diamonds and mansion, you know, musicians and stuff. I think that Gigi epitomized what it really means to be in the music industry. A couple of his albums, he was dead broke.
Absolutely.
I mean, broke. But the only thing he cared about was making music.
Yeah, it was just a lifestyle, man. Yeah, and
that is a musician.
And that's the thing today, is like, you do see that, like it's almost like the 70s again, where all these like big rock stars were just so fucking rich, like Led Zeppelin and
there you go.
You know,
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we could put U2 in the category, because they like pop, you know.
Yeah, well, they're got that wealthy, you know what I mean? It's all about
sort of like, that's pop, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really doing anything special. I mean, they did when they first came out, the, you know, Sunday Bloody Sunday, fucking
they lose their edge once. It seems like once that artist gets that money, they get that notoriety, they lose their edge.
Yeah, they lose it, man. Yeah, and it's fucked up, but it's just such.
Why don't you feel that way about Trump? Why don't you feel like Trump has lost his edge and now it's about him?
Well, I think he's actually probably gained an edge, because he was done so wrong in his.
In what manner? In what manner? And now I'm glad that we can make a shift. In what manner?
Yeah, in his first term, because of, like, he was just like, people sabotaged him every step of the way, and he paid, like, you know, he's not a fucking perfect guy. I mean, I'm not even really a guy who likes Trump, you know, in the sense that, like, I think he's like a nice guy, or not, you know, lecherous old man, you know what I mean, who probably like objectifies women and, you know, whatever, like, you know what I mean, like we could say he's not a good guy, right? Like, he's not a good guy, but, you know, he's the right guy.
And I really want to examine your mind, and you can pick my brain on what I see, but why do you think at this present day moment, considering global affairs, domestic issues, what is it about Donald Trump that makes you feel like, okay, this is the guy, this is who we need to correct some of the ills?
First of all, I think other world leaders respect him and are afraid of him, you know, and I think
that's a point. That's a point I can concede.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he ultimately isn't a warmonger. Like, he wants peace. And he
come on now, no, I'm not.
Oh no, that's absolutely true.
I'm not giving you that one.
Why? He got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, great! Oh, is this the guy that keeps throwing up Obama in my face?
Well, I mean
you bring like, up a Nobel Peace Prize, man.
Look, the only reason I compare Obama is because the foreign policy today that we have in the United States is Obama's foreign policy.
Oh, okay. So it's not due to George Bush.
Well, it isn't necessarily George, because George Bush.
Okay.
I mean, we could say yes. We could say yes. It is. It's Obama.
Can you tell me who is the president of Syria, sir?
President of Syria, Assad. Is that his name?
Bashir, sir. Ali
Bashir.
Bashir.
Yeah.
Why do you think I would bring him up? What do you think would be the relevance of you talking about Obama being the reason for, I guess, global, I want to say Middle East being destabilized? You're blaming this. You're putting this at the feet of Obama.
Not the Middle East, no, but it's a continuation. Like you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying for him.
So,
you know,
are you geographically aware of the nations in the Middle East?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you have so you do know that what does Syria border?
Syria borders it's up at the top there near, I think, Turkey.
Yes, to its north we have Turkey. To its east,
what's to its east? Just off my memory, I think it's getting close to like the Black Sea and Russia and Iran.
Russia borders Syria?
Well, no, I'm just talking. We're getting up to the top there. We've got the Mediterranean in the way, so I'm just saying we're up.
The Mediterranean border Syria.
No, I didn't say border Syria. I said we're up at the top. Like we're up there by the. You know what I mean? Like up,
no,
up near
I want to see how geographically inclined you are.
Well, where Turkey is, you know what I mean? It's next to Turkey, you know. So you
have the Black Sea in Turkey, but I think you're going too far north now. I would like for you to turn
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I would like for you to turn east of Syria, and do you know?
Is Libya?
How about Iraq?
Iraq, okay.
One of its major borders. It borders Iraq.
Is
why
huge,
do you
Iraq
think
is huge?
And why do you think I would bring up Iraq?
I think maybe because you're talking about the invasion of Iraq.
Yeah, and I would like for you to kind of give a little bit of relevance to who made this decision to invade Iraq and under what grounds was Congress?
I'm sure it was Congress. No,
we declared war on Iraq.
I think, but
George Bush went to Congress because that is the way American politics is set up. Is that the president cannot go to war unless approved by Congress.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like previous when we supported them against Iran, like when we back them, like we back Ukraine.
Well, you're talking about 1992. That's under Clinton. That and once again, that had to do with Kuwait being invaded by Iran.
No, I'm talking. I'm trying to go back farther. I'm talking about
1980. Are you going back to Jimmy Carter, possibly?
Yeah, well, like Carter and Reagan's formative years.
And if you can go back that far into American foreign policy, why is it that you so conveniently blame Obama for a lot of the reason things are in the condition that they're in? If you can go all the way back to Jimmy Carter, and I want to say his name was Shea, I struggle to say his name, was installed as the American Western democracy. They implanted someone there that was overthrown by the Ayatollah Khomeini.
Yeah.
So now we're in the 70s, but yet somehow you seem to think that this is Obama's fault.
Oh, well, I'm not saying it's exclusively his fault, but what I'm mostly saying is that they're all like one big club. You know what I mean? Like Obama, Bush, doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, like they all sort of have the same foreign policy. It's a continuation of each other's, and it's about endless war. It's about grinding up the young generation and creating like a sickness in the country.
So that's what I find, and that's ironic that I come across this issue with Europeans that you guys have a lot of selective memory, because I could tell you what Obama is actually responsible for, but I'd rather not. I'd rather investigate. Really, where is this coming from with you guys?
Well, I mean, the Obamas are like the recent guy, so that's the only reason I say that is because Biden, is a direct continuation of his policy. So that's the
In
only
what
reason
manner?
Obama gets brought up.
In what manner?
Foreign policy, war.
So you mean to tell me Trump campaigns on how embarrassed he thinks Biden made the United States military, the way he withdrew from not just Afghanistan, but also Iraq, and that maybe and there's some rationale to that. I'm not going to even disagree. If I put myself in America's shoes, actually, you never should have withdrawn so many troops from Iraq.
Not the way they did. They had a long time.
But that contradicts you saying that Trump isn't a warmonger.
Why? I don't understand.
Because you are occupying a nation under illegitimate reasons.
Yeah, but that he wanted to get us out. That's why he signed that. That's why.
Trump wants you guys to stay there because if you do leave, because Biden withdrew the amount of soldiers that he did from Iraq, it only emboldened Iran, which is really running Iraq through a proxy.
Okay. The thing is,
go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say, like, Trump was the one who signed the leaving order, or whatever it was called.
I remember that.
So what was supposed to happen is it was supposed to be like a drawdown where the Afghan security forces could be emboldened and
I was speaking about Iraq. Afghanistan is a whole nother can of worms.
Okay.
These are two separate regions with two separate sets of issues.
I mean, Iraq's a mess too, because you've got the two different wars. You got, senior and junior. So,
Whoa there, buddy. And
what?
If that be the initial Gulf War, I think was rational. Are you familiar with the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, no. The initial one, at least they stopped when they.
It was a 19-day war.
Yeah.
Why did America have to intervene?
Well, they intervened because it was the oil, and they invaded Kuwait at the time.
There we go.
Yeah.
And they could not give away that amount of power to Iran, who controls the Strait of Hormuz, because they have allies in Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and with Kuwait being such an oil giant, you're gonna give away far too much power. Now, I'm not for America, but this is chess. You have to know how each side moves.
No.
That was a rational militaristic move.
I mean, in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, yes, in the sense
now,
of
the second Gulf War under Bush Jr., how can you rationalize and justify that?
You can't. And it was because of September 11th that I think he thought he could push a whole bunch of new powers into like the Patriot Act and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
you sure it didn't have nothing to do with enriching himself through the Kellogg Company?
Absolutely. The guy's as corrupt as
Hallenberg.
The Bush family's as corrupt
Halliburton, Dick Cheney being the vice president and having corporate interests.
Psychopaths. Absolutely psychopaths. Those guys.
So we can both agree that the invasion of Iraq had nothing to do with weapons of mass destruction. It had everything to do with economic interests, controlling the Persian Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz, pinning Iran, doing their best to keep a conflict between Iran, Pakistan, India. Let's keep those guys fighting each other. And let's destabilize the region at the same time, extracting all their oil and enriching ourselves while bankrupting the nation.
Yeah, Cheney really fucked that up. Like, if anybody could really be given like the ultimate, blame.
Also, Bush isn't responsible. Big oil family, generational oil from Connecticut to Texas.
But Cheney is the one that said we're firing everybody who is like, I think, what was it, the Ba'ath Party, or who was the people who are like the ones who worked for the government under Saddam. There's like and it was like 2/3 of the country, right? Like, it was like a huge number, and he instituted a policy that all of them were immediately fired, and it created like You know what I mean? Like 2/3 of the country that became insurgents, like overnight. You know what I mean?
And you do know that was a militaristic strategy. First off, the people of Iraq did not want Saddam as a leader anymore.
No, I realize that. You know what I mean? But like
so
a lot
them
of people,
breaking apart into insurgent groups, the issue with Iraq had more to do with removing Sunni control over the nation, where most people in Iraq were Shiite, which is Iran.
Right.
They have that was more a theological or religious move. It was a chess move. If Americans to come in and remove these Sunnis, then so be it. And that's what brought about ISIL, the Islamic state in the Levant.
Yes.
Which is different from Al-Qaeda, which is different from ISIS.
Yes. No, they're different. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's the Mujahideen, which are also different. I think they were Shiite, I believe. But yeah. But I mean, I'm not like, this is like a while ago now. Like, you know, I was, you know, into this at the time. Like,
well, in order for us to be able to accurately look at which president can handle these affairs, one would have to know the affairs that are creating the circumstance.
You know, absolutely, that's true.
The Alawites are always, they have historically been allied with Shiites, where Sunnis, you know, that's Saudi Arabia, that's Qatar, that's Oman, that's Yemen. They have a different perspective. One is Umayyadan, one is Ahmadiyyan, to a degree. I wouldn't even say that all Shiites are Ahmadiyyan, but to a degree, they respect Sufi in different aspects of Islam. Where Sunnis have they have control of Mecca, which is the Holy Land. So they have their own interpersonal conflict going on there. One would have to be able to understand that perspective to know even how to address it in regards to American foreign policy.
Well, I think, you know, like you bring up a good point there, is that, you know, it's their beliefs and it's their land, and we really have no part in fucking with that shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
too late for that.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've created a fucking powder keg, and it's a mess.
We have to blame the Standard Oil Company here in America for foolishly sucking all of the oil out of Texas and California, wasting, made no money off exporting oil whatsoever. I don't even know if that the I forgot what it's called, the pipeline that they always are arguing over in the Dakotas.
Yeah, what's that? Fuck, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what it is. I'm not too privy of that, but I also recognize that we have extracted not we, Europeans extracted too much oil. That was a mistake. In the 70s and the 80s and the 60s, you wasted your oil with extremely low prices, right? $1 a gallon. Now you have to import your oil from everywhere else, and now you're at the behest of Saudi Arabia.
I mean, we don't have to. It's just that we do. We have oil here, and there's lots of oil in the Arctic and in Canada, and
so you trust offshore drilling. Hey, love, you trust offshore drilling. Yeah, you don't look at how that affects the tectonic plates. How does that affect us in regards to weatherization?
I mean, it'd be naive to think that there's no effect, you know what I mean? But I think, you know, the trade-off is...
Why didn't you blame Obama? I'm going to give it to you because I don't even think you're a bad guy, man. You gotta, when you talk about Obama, you have to talk about, someone put in the chat section, you never should have went over there messing with Muammar Gaddafi. That was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. I totally, that's a big one. I brought that up to RBR so many times, and he can't.
And we need to blame John Kerry and Hillary Clinton as
Hillary
well.
Clinton, yes.
You never should have went over there to Libya. You've caused so much chaos in Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt, which only encouraged the problems that America have in regards to global standards.
Oh yeah, it's
you
absolutely
don't have
made
any
everything.
respect anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy how much worse that one thing has made the
She
whole
never
entire
should have
world.
done that.
No,
That is Obama's biggest blunder. That and the BP oil spill.
and I really do think his extrajudicial killing of Americans, especially that kid.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, come on! Don't you even fucking try it. Do you want me to bring up Julian Assange and Eric Snowden since you want to go
Well,
there?
I think that's all wrong too. That's wrong too, though.
Would you like for me to really bring up Eric Snowden and Julian
Sure,
Assange? I'm
let's
not
bring him up.
RBR, so
No, let's bring him up.
Did you say Obama is at fault for the extraditing and killing of American troops?
No. I'm talking about the extrajudicial killing of Anwar al-Awlaki, I think his name is.
Oh, okay.
He was a 15-year-old kid who was visiting family in Yemen, I believe, in a country we weren't even at war with. No declaration of war, and they were in a patio restaurant, and they dropped like a Reaper missile or something like that.
I'm gonna give you another one, man. You need to blame Obama for the militarizing of drones. Though other nations had the capacity, he was the first to utilize it. Now it's an instrument of war.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm yet to hear you guys actually throw at Obama the things he did wrong. How about LGBT and the social fabric, the nuclear family was under attack due to Barack Obama?
Yeah, and by extension, I think race issues come with that as well.
No. First off, race is an artificial construct, and the problem with quote unquote race, for the lack of a better term, is at the feet of all white people historically. From then to now, it's you guys that have the problem.
Okay, but the thing is, like, until then, people weren't, fighting over this stuff as much.
I hear you guys often say that slavery is over. I've never experienced racism.
Well, I don't think that you've never experienced, like, quote unquote racism. You know what I mean? But slavery is over. Like in
is it now?
In America?
So you mean to tell me that
unless you're a prisoner,
you mean to tell me that I don't have my grandmother just died 2 years ago at 95 years old, right? You mean to tell me she had no experience with Jim Crow and slavery by another name, sharecropping? You mean to tell me that wasn't a reality for my immediate grandparents?
I mean, sure,
and you think that if it affected my grandparents, you don't think that didn't affect us?
Well, everything's gonna, give you, you know what I mean, the multifaceted story that you have today.
It's not a story. It's economical. It's educational.
It's your
spiritual.
History. Yeah, it's your history. You know what I'm saying?
It's not history. It's our reality.
Yeah,
you don't know what it feels like to live under the oppression of another group of people.
Well, I think
to you that we're not oppressed. To you, it's you guys have the same opportunity we have. That's hilarious.
Well, I absolutely don't think you are oppressed today.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
All right, buddy.
I mean, you obviously don't.
So.
You obviously don't believe that. Can you elaborate why you think
only because we're online and you got people that, even in your chat section, that people spread rumors about me. As you can see, I'm not your chip off the old block.
No, I'm not. I mean, I just I
don't fit in amongst quote unquote black people, right?
Right.
And I'm definitely not accepted by white people. But let's just give you something that I haven't been in nursing for quite some time, and I'll keep that to myself. Why? But when I initially got involved with nursing here in St. Louis, Missouri, right, home of Dred Scott, right, something that even my wife encounters. I haven't been doing nursing probably for about 6-7 months now, but something that I we don't
My
even want to get into
my
my
father
university.
is from Missouri. My dad was born in Missouri.
We don't even want to get into my college experience, right? Because I did not
Okay.
go to formal schooling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a product of the public educational system.
No, I could tell.
How about this? Let me give you something that I regularly encounter. I don't want that nigger helping me to do anything. Get that fucking nigger out of here.
Okay.
Right? Now that's
Mm-hmm.
something. So I can remember I couldn't work at Abbey Health. I stopped working there because it was about a 45-minute drive from where I live. Now,
Okay.
granted, my DON was a phenomenal woman. She was a white woman. You know,
Was this like
really...
old people, like in a retirement home type situation or something
It
like
was
that?
it was a mixture. You don't
Yeah.
just have seniors, you have also people that's in rehabilitation. You have long-term care and you have rehabilitation. I've worked both floors, right?
Okay.
So sometimes you can have somebody in their 30s or 40s that's been in a car accident, but they have to go through rehabilitation.
Yeah.
It was no different with dealing with them. The reason why I chose to go so far out is, first off, the pay was better, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say it, I don't like being amongst quote-unquote black people. I don't like working with them at all.
Yeah,
but
fine.
I can remember my DON, she would really stick her neck out for me, but I would be sabotaged by other fellow nurses, white men and white women.
Well, I imagine it's because you're so opinionated, like, you know what I mean?
No, it has nothing to do. Hold on, wait a minute. My profession has nothing to do with my ideology. I do not, when I come into work, whatever's going on outside of work, it does not walk into those doors. I'm a complete professional. And you have this perception that I have something against white people. I don't. I've been living in you guys' system for 41 years. I get it. But to say that I left that job because the white people could not accept a so-called quote-unquote black man having the same credentials, having the same pay rate. And this is St. Louis, Missouri. We are absolutely segregated here. There is no question about it.
No, St. Louis is a sick city, man. Like it's definitely fucked up, man.
It is absolutely segregated is the point. So even in regards to my professional career, I can remember Mrs. Linda, I'm not going to say her last name, saying, Omar, I totally understand. I get it. You don't want to be here. And that's my middle name. I have a different legal name now. But, you know, I still go by my former middle name, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go there.
I have to because I've been doxxed. And they're trying to figure out what my legal name changes were. I don't go by my current legal name anymore. I don't allow people to know that. It's a religious name. But to say that Linda didn't understand that, this isn't going to work out because certain people aren't ready to accept me having the same credentials, having the same pay rate. They don't want you here, and I get it. There's some growth that you guys need to go through.
I mean, you're always going to encounter, you know, people that are like negative and bad and shit like that, but it doesn't make everybody that way. You know what I mean?
Oh, so I guess I should ignore 60% of the staff in a Catholic nursing home.
Well, you know, like maybe
the only quote unquote black man in the building. I would walk in there and they would think that I'm a janitor. I'd be like, no, I'm a nurse.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't work in dietary. I'm not a janitor, you know.
But what I'm saying is like maybe the whole entire institution has a bad, you know, whatever. Like they're all bad people, or they all are bigoted people, at least. You know what I mean? And
you're gonna come across that quite a lot here in Missouri.
Oh, I'm sure. You know what I mean? There's definitely
there's certain places we know not to stop when we're on the highway. It ain't changed. I've been places in America where, you know, hey, you can't come into this store.
No, you know, it's definitely like there's neighborhoods that me as somebody who's white, I couldn't walk into. You know
here we go. Yeah, it's because you're white that white people don't let you inside their store, right?
No, well, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? We have like definitely neighborhoods where people, you know,
So you have been a victim of quote unquote racism. That's what you're saying.
Well, I don't like yes just to put it simply, yeah.
Please give me one of your stories of how you were.
What, like racism?
You my dude. You is my guy. Let's go.
You don't think? No, I mean, no, absolutely, man, absolutely. Like fucking on the Indian reserves, man. Fucking Quebec, man. There's one time that I was on the reserve there, and just because I was white, fucking I got attacked and fucking like chased off the reserve.
Should you not have been?
No, I shouldn't have been. No.
Why should they allow you on their reservation?
Well, because I was invited on from somebody who lived there.
Well, that was a mistake on the individual who thought that it would be okay for you to come amongst them, considering your reputation.
Well, I don't know, man. I think, you know what I mean? Like, you can call it racism, because there was no other reason for them to do it other than my race. It wasn't because I did anything. Like,
it has nothing to do with your history.
Well, I mean, the history. I don't think I personally have any history.
So if I'm bit by a dog,
mm-hmm.
and I have an aversion toward dogs, am I racist toward dogs?
It's not racist, but I know what you're saying, and I do think that each dog should be looked at, as its own dog. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you get,
that kind of goes against psychology. This is why I use the terminology adverse. You taste a particular food and it makes you sick. Now you have a taste aversion.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that next plate doesn't give you food poisoning, you're going to associate that food with food poisoning, right? This is what you call
aversion therapy. Is
it's a conditioned response, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is B.F. Skinner. Are you familiar with B.F. Skinner?
Is that like a medical study?
Oh crap! Just say no. Just say I don't. I don't know.
Skinner,
I don't know behavioral psychology.
No. It sounds like it's almost like Pavlov, but it's some other.
That's the same. That's behavioral psychology. You're correct.
Yeah.
Ivan Pavlov is the one that started it with the salivation of the dog, but B.F. Skinner is the one who taught us conditioned responses versus unconditioned responses. Using a loud noise, you taking a baby, using a loud noise and associating it with furry things. For the rest of that child's life, that child had a conditioned response that once it sees a furry thing, it has an automatic fear response.
Right.
Because over time, it has been trained pathologically to have that response. So when looking at Europeans, it seems that you guys don't want to recognize that based upon your history, genetically speaking, historically speaking, it's natural for us to have a conditioned response. To not just say, oh, he's a white guy, he's not going to do anything to us. Oh no. Because then you leave yourself susceptible to more punishment.
I mean, like I see where you're getting at, but I just don't think that the things that have happened today, that people like who are alive today, natives, yes, because they are.
So I'm not native. Granny always told us, don't you ever allow them to call you no native. My grandma on my mama's side, she was very strenuous, and I remember asking my granny, why are you white and all us black? Because see, I'm watching the TV and I'm taking on these concepts and terms based upon TV and society. And Granny had to teach me about my roots, right? And I ain't talking about the movie, right?
Yeah.
That she is different from us. She is Quapaw. The white man calls it Osage, but she comes from the Kanska tribe, right? Everybody didn't end up on reservations.
Do you smudge or anything?
Did I what?
Do you like smudge? Do you believe in that? Like, are you
what the fuck is that?
Like with sage? Do you Do you
No,
like
I don't. Though that is something that
the medicine
I'm
wheel?
familiar with, and with particular family members personally, I don't.
Okay. No, I was just curious.
I don't burn sage or tamper with the spiritual world. And to be quite frank, the things that we do, I have to always revert back to my grandmother on my father's side. And we do not converse with people outside of our culture about our cultural practices, because we had to learn that the white man will outlaw it. You end up in a jail cell, you end up losing your job, you'll be ostracized. So whatever we do culturally, whatever our spiritual practices are, we are not going to speak about that in a public forum. And we don't even allow people close to us to even know. Not even my wife will be allowed to know.
Have you ever been in a sweat?
I don't know.
No? Like you've never gone to a sweat lodge, sweat hut?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, here with the Micmac or whatever you want to call them, fucking it's a very spiritual, you know.
Of course. I don't think you caught the sarcasm.
What do you mean?
Nothing at all.
What, you think I'm being sarcastic, or?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Well, so okay, well,
I don't need the explanation, but if you must.
I was just curious if you've ever been in a sweat.
And why would you want to know?
Well, because I think, that anybody who's, experienced a real sweat, you know what I mean? That's like a very spiritual thing. Like, and I don't think a lot of people have. Like, so I was just curious if you have, that's all. Because, I mean,
There's
you have
things
visions and everything from that.
Hey, I'm ignorant. I don't have a culture.
Right.
I'm just void. Right?
Okay. Well, if you ever get a chance to ever, like, I don't know if like you have or you haven't, or you just don't want to answer, but if you ever, yeah, if you ever get a chance to do a sweat with an elder, like a real elder, like you should absolutely 100% fucking like honor that invitation and do it, like, because it's it's life-changing, man. It really is. It's life-changing. Like,
culture vulture, aren't you?
What, me?
Yes.
I don't think so. You
don't think that you're a culture vulture?
Why? Because I was invited to sweats?
Do you think that you should have been?
Yeah, I mean, like, I was invited, like, I didn't ask.
And because you were invited, I guess that's the rationale of why it's okay for you to engage.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I ask you a question? And
what?
Please, man, don't give me the runaround. And you can always say, hey, no comment. You can do the European thing and just plead the fifth. I like when people plead on the pentagram. I prefer that you plead on the pentagram. Lay down on the pentagram.
I never made that association before. That's interesting.
Yes, lay down on the pentagram, please. Make sure the cross is upside down when you're hung. Anyway, are you a follower of Jesus Christ?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, wow. I asked that question to so many people. I'm excited. I asked that question to so many people, and they always give me the runner, especially the nigger. The nigger never went, I believe in God. I believe that everything is God, and all gods are gods, and all this other bullshit. You want to go Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Da, Yahweh La?
Yeah.
You lying son of a bitch. You believe in Jesus Christ, that motherfucking hippie that got hung.
Yeah.
So you're a follower of Jesus Christ. Isn't this profound? Now, we're not talking about Gigi Allen either, are we?
No.
Because he's also Jesus.
Yeah.
Some people see him as God.
We're talking about the same person here.
And I must ask you, what type of Christian are you? Mormon? Or are you Methodist, Lutheran?
Yeah, none of them. None of the religions. My Christianity actually comes from the native belief of it.
What native? What the fuck? Are you talking about how you had us believe that we're the ones that killed your Christ?
No, it's that it's
okay.
it's
Because
the Father.
Granny taught us
It's
all
the
about that.
Father and the Son, the one true God, and the only way
Because my
to
granny
get
taught us about how
the
when
way
they
to the Father is through
originally
the Son.
when her father and mother when the white men raped themselves into us, they were taught that through Catholicism that it was them, the Consca tribe, the Quapaw, y'all killed Jesus. That's what they taught. And now you need to give your life to Christ if you want to be forgiven for your sins to go to heaven and not die during the rapture when he cracks the sky and comes down to earth.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of men and people that in the name of Christ and in the name of the church did a lot of shit to gain power over people and stuff like that.
So what type of Christian are you? Because we need a basis so that look, I am your friend now, whether you like it or not. And I'm gonna get in trouble with RBR and all them motherfuckers. Me and you are not enemies. I don't even drink beer like that no more, but I would fucking crack one with you and bump some GGI in. Hopefully we don't mosh. I don't want to hit you.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not I'm cool with everybody, for the most part. And I've gone, like I said, I've through reserves, I've gone into fucking all the neighborhoods, all up and down the East Coast, Baltimore, everywhere, man. Like I've been in all sorts of places I shouldn't be, you know what I mean? And I've most of the time
I don't hate white people. I just don't like y'all are so fucking disingenuous about your history and about who you are. The reason why I'm able to speak your tongue because my grandmother was half white. And even though that part of her, even though it was through rape, all right, my great-grandfather, Frank, as well, was mulatto. So there's a white side, there's double the effect, right? So obviously, though I never met them, they were disowned by the white side, right?
Because of their color?
Well, it's not color, sir.
Well, what do you mean? Because of their
we need a more effective term.
What would you like to use?
What would you like to use?
Well, I don't care. I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I don't care. It's just a matter of just something to, extend the conversation so that we don't get caught on, minor definitions, that we get to the broader big picture. You know what I mean?
Because it has nothing to do. I think that Europeans like to say it's the color of skin, and now it's like this reverse psychology where you guys are saying that we hate you because the color of your skin. No, it has nothing to do with the color of skin. It has everything to do with the historical relationship between my group and yours. It's not the book. It's not the cover of the book that's the issue. It's what's in the book that's the issue.
Right,
it's the relationship between us two. That's the problem.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's just like
for lack of a better term, you use color.
Yeah, just because that's the obvious, the obvious thing that we could look at very quickly and say,
do you
hey,
think that we can actually unite with each other? Do you really?
Absolutely.
So you have this utopia.
I wouldn't say it's a utopia, and I don't think, I don't think that it's going to be easy. You know what I mean? But no, absolutely. We need a shared belief, though, like America. Yeah.
And let me guess, it's through the love of Jesus Christ that this is all going to come to be.
Well, I don't know if it'll come to be or not, man. It doesn't seem like it,
shit.
Yeah. I mean, which is shitty, you know what I mean? It kind of makes me sad, you know what I mean? But
so you one of these Christ guys, you gonna jump in between your fellow white man when they decide to blow us to bits, huh?
Oh, no.
So what are you gonna do?
I'll be out in the woods, just trying to chill out and avoid it.
Well, I wish I had that privilege. I wish I could just run out into the woods and just avoid it. That would be nice. Because if there is a quote unquote race war, ain't no hiding this. Did you see how dark skinned I'm? A chocolate man.
I'll probably join up with the natives, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's
so you're talking about joining up with me, or do I need to beg the pale $5 natives? Can I come on your reservation, sir?
Well, I don't think it'd be like that, but like where I am, anyways, like there was a treaty signed, but they never conceded the land. So the natives actually, by all legal standards, own all of it. You know what I mean?
Against my better wishes, as my grandmother on my father's side said, there was treaties signed before we were ever created that we would be evangelized and civilized because we chose our bloodline chose not to go on those trail of tears.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, they only accepted the pale. You had to be light, bright, damn near white to even have that choice.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, I could.
You might want to look up the treaties of the Choctaw. You might want to look that up.
I mean, I'll give it to you. I'm not sure
Choctaw
of the
land
history,
expand from East Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. That's all Choctaw territory. Then you got the Mogiski. All right. Some people call them the Creek.
Okay.
They are the 5 civilized nations.
Oh yeah,
Alabama,
the 5 nations,
Georgia, South Carolina. Then you got the Yamasee, improperly called Seminole. That's Florida, but they was more so conquered by the Spaniards. See, us Choctaw, we aligned ourselves with the French.
Yes.
And since we lost to the British,
that's what happened.
I wouldn't say the British, the children of the British, who now call themselves Americans, right?
Yeah.
Since we lost to them, we also lost our territory.
Well, that's how
we never mixed in with those Creoles and Cajuns.
Well, that's how you guys got your Cajuns, is they came from where I am, right?
Say it again.
The Cajuns came from where I live.
What do you mean by that? I don't know.
They're French.
Cajun,
they deported them.
I know Creole is French, but I get a little bit confused about Cajun. I think they have some French admixture.
It's Acadian is what they're called. And when you say it in French, it's Acadien, right? Like that's the French word for Acadian.
Okay, there we go. There you go.
Yeah. So that's why
you're saying that they come from the northeastern portion.
Yeah, they all lived around here.
Because once upon a time, the French, the British, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Spanish, there wasn't necessarily a disagreement over territory. It was still exploration going on, is basically what you're saying.
Well, yeah, there was still exploration, but Jacques Cartier was like the original explorer from up around here, and the French had a lot to do with everything. That's why they were like the fur traders, and like
and that explains why most Canadians speak French.
On the eastern part, yeah, like it's very French. Yeah, I mean, I'm not French, but I mean, I speak it just because it's.
Well, that taught me something. There you go. So they didn't just explore the South, because I guess they were deported.
They were physically, forcibly, like they're white too. You know what I mean? French, but they're white. They were rounded up. You know what I mean? Separated away from families and stuff, thrown on a ship and brought down to Louisiana. And that's why they call them frogs. Yeah, that's why they call them frogs, is because they were all like living in swampy areas to try to like avoid being captured by the British, who were, you know, taking them and killing them and deporting them. And and they still celebrate.
Sounds like white on white crime.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is conquest. It's human conquest, you know.
Oh, so in Chicago, that's not conquest, huh?
What do you mean, the stuff that goes on there?
Yeah.
I mean, it is, yeah, even if it is just for like a neighborhood or a corner or whatever the fuck.
So I guess we can't use that as crime statistics anymore. I need to just classify that as conquest.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could call it go back
it's
that
not.
far in time.
So I guess
Well,
you're not familiar with the BDs and the GDs, and I guess you don't understand the difference between David Barksdale and Larry Hoover and why these gangs even exist. I guess you think that they don't like each other's colors or whatever, or what street they're on, and that's what the conflict is based upon, I guess.
I mean, are you talking? Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about like original gang stuff, like what are you talking about? Like the Bloods and the Crips and stuff like that?
No, I'm not talking about Bloods and Crips. I'm talking about BDs and GDs, 2-fold versus 7-fold, which was once the same organization started by David Barks. Let me not be telling you the history. I'll let you keep thinking that it's just gangs. It's not. It has nothing to do with conquest and ideology. It had everything to do with fighting over blocks, chains, and drug sales.
Well, what was it? I mean, I'm curious. Like,
let me take a shot to that one, buddy. We got some general.
All right, I'll have a shot too. I'm gonna have a shot too. Hold on, man. I'm gonna have a shot too. I'll drink with you. Hold on 1 second here. Got the fucking bottle of whiskey down here.
Oh, you got some whiskey.
Yeah.
You probably got a hairy chest there, buddy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean it when I say I thank you for introducing me to Gigi Allen. Gigi Allen.
No problem,
I just learned about him last night. I played a song. I played "Eat My Diarrhea" for my son. He said I was trolling him.
It's great, man. It grows on you too, like, and that's the thing.
Man.
It's like everybody thinks it's trash or it's
no.
But
the drummer is phenomenal.
Think, right?
First off, his choice of drummers, electric guitar players, I love it. My favorite song is "Die When You Die." That's my favorite song.
It's a good one, man. And
I love that song, "Borrowed Time." I think that he really buried his soul on that one.
No,
I think that anybody in America, you need to fucking play that song because "Borrowed Time" is literally talking about today. That's how I feel when I listen to "Borrowed Time." I mean,
that's interesting you bring that one up because that's not one that like everybody will bring up when they talk about like Gigi songs and stuff like that.
He burned his soul on that one, man.
Oh yeah,
that is a human fucking song.
Yep. No, absolutely, man.
I love that song. I Hate People.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's great stuff, and like like if people always think it's so like superficial and doesn't really have any like there's nothing behind.
Oh no, he's saying something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying something. Oh, another shot for the homie. I don't know if I should call you Gigi Allen or what your name is, but we're gonna have a shot with you, buddy.
Call me Gigi, man. That's what I mean. Like it's what everybody calls me. So
I fucking love his music, like the acoustic sound, that acoustic album. He said that he went down to Tampa, right? The shot turn.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Whew. Cheers to you, brother. I think he went down to Tampa when he did the acoustic album, and he was fucking broke.
Broke as fuck, man. Yep.
They paid for his plane ticket. He didn't give a fuck. And made a phenomenal
album. If you look at some of the videos, he's playing on this old piece of shit guitar. For the fucking for the nut on the guitar, he's got an old syringe fucking jammed under the strings, man. Yeah, it's just fucking wild, man.
Music genius to a degree. I dare you try to sing how he sings without fucking losing your voice and going hoarse for weeks.
It's what I mean. I was in a band that I did Gigi cover songs and stuff like that, and I would not talk for like a week after some of the shows.
He just keeps going with it. He really stretched the vocal cords. Now the dude can sing too, man. He can hold a note.
No, he's super talented, man. Like he really is. Like and that's why I forget his name, Malcolm something, for the one who made the Sex Pistols what they are. He tried to do it with Gigi, but Gigi was just such a fucking like he didn't work with anybody. Like, you know what I mean? He was his own man. And like so
that song "Don't Talk to Me" is a more, I think that would be more friendlier to today's ear. I sent my daughter that song "Don't Talk to Me." Oh, I fucking love it.
And that's like they spent a whole ton of money doing that recording for him and stuff like that. and you know, he just like, you know, fucked his whole career, like, and he was blacklisted after that, like, you know what I mean, like he
I
couldn't.
don't get it. I think that, you know, they say this is going to be cliche. He was before his time.
Oh, absolutely. He's timeless. You know what I mean? Time, like, and he'll, you know, he's only really starting to get like the appreciation
That's
he deserves.
crazy. Like his views are so low. 50,000 views and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is it. This is it right here.
I mean, and I think it'll live forever just because of it's, you know, it's going to take on that. Well, it has taken on like a cult appreciation. You know,
I more appreciate his musical. I hate to say this. I hate to say it, but I have to be honest with myself. I enjoy the artistry.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's like the same with me, and that's why I like, you know, when I say that to people, like, you know, I think I said it to you the other day, or maybe it was Deacon or something like that, but you know, they're like, no, that's not artistry, you know, but you know, anybody who looks into it and just sort of wants to, you know, see what he was doing and stuff, they'll, you know, it's undeniable, man, it's undeniable.
It's as we say in the hood, is dope.
You're fucking right, man.
Dope. Dude is
absolutely
dope. If you don't. Like you see a lot of people saying, either you a fucking cupcake, you a fucking stiff, and maybe that's why you can't listen to it because you ain't been through shit, or you just a fucking hater and you can't accept just real quality raw music.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly. And the thing is, like, you know, even if it's not like your cup of tea with, you know, being like, you
there's
know,
no
loud.
way you cannot say that man wasn't talented.
Exactly. Especially when you take the, like, all the different stuff he did. He's got the country album.
He evolved. And I just got to know him last night. And I just been listening to him all day. And you can hear the evolution. You can hear him trying many different styles, many different sounds.
And then there's like some of the recordings that are some of the best these are some of my favorite, is the one where he just would press record on a piece of shit tape deck and play the acoustic guitar,
in his fucking basement living room.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't even in a professional recording studio.
No, you could hear all the fucking shit going on in the background.
You know,
he
in some fucking shack.
Yeah, some fucking like
fucking trailer or some motherfucking word.
Some shitty fucking shooting gallery fucking hotel in the fucking
don't give a fuck
Roach neighborhood, man. Yeah, it's, you know, it's, but you know, like,
did he write that music or was it just?
No, he wrote it. Yeah, man, he wrote it. I mean, was
it off the top of his head? Did he just kind of? Was he just fucking super fucking high and drunk, and it just came out? I can imagine some of those songs was just right out the heart.
Some of it is like covers, but he's changed like the lyrics on a few of them. Like, you know, like he was influenced by like Warren Zevon, Patsy
I've
Cline.
never heard of these people, man. You got to turn me out.
Like Warren Zevon, he did the Werewolves.
Spell it War and Zevon. What are you talking
like
about?
Warren, like the name, the like
Warren,
like,
W-A-R-R-E-N.
Yeah, Warren Zevon. Yeah,
Warren Zevon.
Like Z-E-V-O-N.
Z-E-V. Okay, Warren Zevon.
He's the guy, you probably would know him for Werewolves of London.
I've never heard of this stuff.
Okay, well, it's like Werewolves of London. Woo! It's like a popular song, man. You know, it's like on the radio for like on the oldies channels and shit like that. Like,
I've never heard of this stuff, man. I'm interested though. I think that a lot of hip hoppers are trying. They don't even know that you're walking around with ZZ Allen's style. You walking around with his vibe of just not giving a fuck, being stinky and funky and on drugs. That's him.
Well, like, I mean, that's you know, I find like Yellow Wolf, man, is kind of like
Yellow Wolf. I've heard of him.
Yeah, I think I find he's like, you know, maybe like the G.G. Allen of fucking rap. You know what I mean? Like he's, you know, well, I mean, he's not shitting on himself and doing all that shit, but he's got like this whole swagger.
Do you think Eminem is the greatest?
It's like a scumfuck swagger.
Do you think that Eminem is the best rapper ever?
No.
Who do you think is the best rapper ever?
That's a tough one, man. Fucking.
Is it?
Let me think. I mean, it might not be as tough, but like, fuck, man, it's hard to say. I mean, Eminem definitely, he's good, but he's not the guy. Like, it's I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Like,
what do you think about Tupac Shakur?
Yeah, Tupac, man. Yeah, he's probably the best, man. That's you got to give it to him, I think. Yeah.
I know it's a very, it's extremely typical, but somebody said something in the comment section. They're giving you a clue. David Barksdale started what became the BDs, the Black Disciples. Larry Hoover started the GDs, which is the Gangster Disciples. They became one. Now, first you would have to understand, why is David Barksdale important? Why is King David important? Forgive our Lord, King David. That's what folks stand for.
Okay.
And then you have Larry Hoover, and apparently it's not to be rude towards you. They're being if I'm using this term right, castigated as gang members. Right. No different than Jeff Fort, no different than Clarence 13X.
But they're
not
like
gang leaders.
They're like community leaders, is what you're more or less.
Absolutely not.
Okay. You don't think they're
what do you think the effects, if you take a people, right? The same way I'm not teaching you certain things about what I know about the streets. What do you think? Oh, he just took a hit of that bong, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can't use, I work for the state. I can't use drugs.
So. No, I got you.
I would love to. I actually stopped smoking about 2-3 years ago, and I'll take gummies now.
Oh, I can't do the gummies, man.
I smoked so much as a young. Why you can't do gummies?
Oh, they fuck me right up, man. I don't know. I don't really fucking. I don't do it often. You know what I mean? Like.
You got to be careful with those, but you got to wait for it to kick in.
Oh man, like I actually was quit for like 6 years or 7 years, and I just recently started just having a little puff every now and then, just to kind of.
There's nothing wrong with the happy plant, man. The nicotine is the angry plant, and the marijuana is the happy plant. You need those psychedelics. They're necessary. I believe in. I am, of course, because I'm quote unquote, as you call it, native. I believe in psilocybins.
That's the mushrooms, man. Like, I will forever like preach its benefits, man. Like,
I believe in those things are necessary to opening your mind up.
Yeah, that shit saved my life, man. Like, I'll say it like so many times. Like, fuck, if it wasn't for mushrooms, I wouldn't even.
So when you talk about quote unquote, as you call it, sweats, not unless you got some toad, some ayahuasca, if I said that correctly, or some psilocybins. That's the only way to properly do it. But now I'm telling you too much.
It's disrespectful to do that. Like,
I'm telling you too much.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Like, and I believe in that spirituality myself, but to get into like the actual sweat with like the elder, unless you lie to him, but that's just not cool, because you're just not going to have the right experience. Like,
that must be those $5 pill guys.
No.
They couldn't go into the realm that we go into anyway.
No. It's not like that, man. Yeah, I was in prison the first one that I went to.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I was invited, to go to the sweat when I was in prison, and like that.
Check it out,
event. Bro. Yeah, like that changed my life big time.
We are different from, again, you have the 5 great tribes, and it sounds like if you're in the Northeast, that's who you're talking about: the Algonquin, the Iroquois, the Wampanoag,
the Micmac. Yeah,
they're different from us.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be pale. Look at their climate. Now you come down to where we at. It's closer to the equator, so naturally we have a different texture to our.
Yeah, I mean, my best friend's pretty dark though. I mean, he's like he almost looks red. Like, you know what I mean? He's so dark. Like,
according to you, but if you look at the Washington Redskins insignia, that is the ideological. Not ideological. That is the visual representation of what the Washita is, minus the hook nose. That's the color, quote unquote, that we are, copper or ruddy. But after so much admixture, whether it be through the French, through the Spanish, through the British, we changed. We have to. My group has to acknowledge that we took on Africans as slaves. We did.
Yes. No, absolutely.
During the French-American War.
It's interesting. Like, I mean, I think that's great that you acknowledge it, because a lot of times.
This is what my grandmother taught me.
Yeah. I'll bring that point up
This
to some
isn't
people,
my
and they'll
perspective. This is
yeah,
what
they'll act
Granny
like
set
I'm
us down and taught
saying
us. We
some
believe in Big
awful
Mama.
thing.
We
Yeah.
have matriarchs. That's why you don't hear me talk about grandfather, because the only grandfather is grandfather's son.
Mm-hmm.
We have matriarchal conception. Big
Absolutely.
Mama's the one that teaches us everything. Yes,
Yeah,
we have a chief, but
Yeah.
we Big Mamas who carry on history. I don't know nothing about these African people and how they do it.
No, yeah, people really, the mother, the grandmother, the elder, like the woman who's the elder, they're very respected, like in all of these native cultures, man.
Quote
Like
unquote native, for lack of a better term.
I mean, yeah, I just want to be,
Yeah, it's cool.
everybody
It's
changes
cool.
it. Like
It's
up
cool.
here, everybody calls themselves Indians. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but we're not
happily.
from. I'm not from India. Well, I don't come
Yeah,
from the
well,
Mongolian breed.
no, but people just like because that's just the word for it. You know what I mean?
And
They don't
see,
care
that's
about
okay because that's how they got here. They came here by way of the Bering Strait. That's
Yeah.
why they have the Mongolian Hindu admixture. I get it, right?
Mhm.
But everybody didn't get here by way of the Bering Strait. All right.
Yeah.
Some of us came here long ago. I'll keep bringing up 1100 BC under the Z tribe. I have to go off what my grandparents told
Well,
me.
they think the Clovis people arrived on the Bering Land Bridge during the Ice Age, which would be a little over 12,000
So
years ago.
if you can acknowledge the Clovis first, you must be able to acknowledge us as well.
Well,
the Clovis first arrived in South America. We came through the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay, well, how did the Clovis arrive in South America when they come through the Bering Strait Land Bridge?
Well, we're gonna have to go ahead and accept that Atlantis was a real thing, man.
Okay, well, no, I'll accept that. Yeah.
Time to take the veil off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll accept that. There's, there's definitely some underwater anomalies that are showing to be.
How else can we find the bones of the Clovis first? Those were clearly Europeans.
The Clovis?
Yes.
I think it was more like you say, like Asian, like
oh
like
no, buddy, those were Europeans. Those were your people.
What, the Asians?
No. Clovis first. Those were Europeans, Neanderthal genome.
Maybe.
When we look at when we carbon date those fossils, there is a Neanderthal genome. Those are not old blood type human beings.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give it to you. You know what I mean? You probably know. I'll concede that.
The fact that you know about the Clovis first is pretty phenomenal. You've been doing some studying.
Well, I don't know. I just pick things up, I guess. I don't know.
The Clovis first were your people. They arrived in South America. Was it where did they find those fossils? I can't remember. I know they found them on the eastern coast of South America.
Okay, I'm not
sure. In caves or something like that. And if we can acknowledge the Clovers first, then you can definitely acknowledge us.
Well, sure. I mean, I acknowledge anybody, you know what I mean? And I don't want to deny anybody's like claims to, their, whatever their creation points or whatever, because everybody has a creation story. And, I don't want to deny anybody's creation story and, try to.
Do you see any relevance for the Atlantis being an actual landmass, not in the Mediterranean, but in the Atlantic, as in Atlantis, where you get the name from?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's like more than possible because where they're looking at currently is in today's what they refer to as the fucking Bermuda Triangle. And
thank you. Yes. Hey, you got it. You got it, GG. Let's go.
Well, that's where there's a magnetic anomaly, first of all, there, and they've put like ROVs down. There's like pyramids and shit down there, man.
Thank you. Let's fucking go, GG. Let's go, man.
Well, you must
take the fucking veil off.
So you agree with that? I take it.
Yeah. What if I told you that there was a landmass as well in the Pacific Ocean? How do you think all these people have been existing on these islands for millennia? You think that they got there by way of boat? Did they just grow out of the ground?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because recently they've been calling Iceland a continent, and it's mostly submerged currently, but it's a giant continent
Yes.
it's
Oh, right. Because there's like some type of zombie fucking disease that they're afraid that as the ice caps melt, that this zombie virus
Well, I don't know anything about that. I just was looking at like.
Oh, I'll send
like,
you some information about that.
Okay, well, yeah, I was just talking geologically that there's like a separation of actual moving plates. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
tectonic plates. The shifting of tectonic plates.
And like
And we
previously,
know Iceland was once a very highly volcanic.
Yeah, still is.
Environment.
The thing is, like, what they're saying is like, because the ocean levels were a lot lower, in previous times and stuff like that. So
how do you believe in Christianity if you have this wealth of knowledge? The fact that you've researched these things and you have from short-term to long-term memory, you have read things that now are they're there in your storage. How the fuck do you believe in some fucking Jesus Christ, man?
Well, no, I don't think man's like version of it is really right. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think like what people are telling you. I don't think the Bible's like right. I think it's it's an interesting story. You know what I mean? And it does have like some like points of morality and stuff like that in it. And like, yes, the stories do have meaning, and some of them, are written to manipulate people's behavior. Some of them probably are completely false. Like, yeah, it's the Bible is a creation of man, is basically what I'm saying. Like,
why?
Well, I don't think Christianity, like it's just another thing, for lack of a better term. Like what I believe is, I believe the way to the Father is through the Son.
Oh shit.
And that's just it. Like, it really doesn't have to get any more complicated.
You stuck on that. You stuck on that triangle, that Trinity. You're not letting go of that Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
I don't know. No, there's no Holy Ghost. It's just that God is, omnipotent beyond, human understanding. Like God doesn't.
So
like,
I got a question for you.
Like, Jesus is like the translator. You know what I mean? Like, the way I see it, anyway.
So Jesus standing by next to the Father doing sign language like we in the fucking courtroom.
Yeah.
That was a low blow. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's what I mean. You might as well say it. Like, it's understanding.
Do you
really
think Jesus actually existed on planet Earth?
Oh no, absolutely. I think Jesus did exist. Yes. I mean, he's written in history, like he's written in like Roman accounts and stuff.
Written in whose history?
Well, I mean that could be part of it, but I mean he is written into history. He was, like fucking, what do they call it? He was like not really a cross, but like a post or whatever. He was nailed to a post.
Oh, look at you. Oh, okay, let's keep going. You are a shocking man there, buddy. The more I peel back the layers of Gigi, the more I'm like, okay, buddy, all right.
But I mean, like, a lot of the things are understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of
do you accept that the only way for someone to die in a 72-hour span is probably because he was upside down?
Yeah, well, that could be true, and they did stab him in the fucking liver and kidneys.
What would happen to you if you were upside down for 72 hours?
I mean, you'd probably die just being upside down for 72 hours.
Why do you think you would die?
Well, if the blood would be in your head.
The blood pressure to your head.
Yeah, people used to suicide themselves. When I was in prison, one of the ways to suicide yourself would be to take like a wet towel, and they'd wrap it around their neck, like soaking wet, and just go to sleep and let that dry.
Damn, no, I'm not familiar. Hey, I don't want to be in your business with the penitentiary.
Yeah, no,
sounds pretty fucking traumatic.
No, it was a long time ago, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
sounds pretty fucking traumatic. I have to keep myself under control because my military service can't save me from everything.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't that bad, man. It wasn't that bad.
Well, I know with my type of attitude and disposition, I have to be careful so I don't end up in the penitentiary. I'm a pretty violent person.
It kind of like shows you, like the fucking worst, of what humanity has. You know what I mean? Like,
my thing is, I can't get any pussy and I can't get the food I want. That's a problem for
me. The food, man. Like
I can't do it. I did like 11 days in medium security, fucking workhouse in St. Louis. They shut it down. In 11 days, scared me straight. And it wasn't fighting because I enjoy bashing people in the head and getting my head bashed as well. I love blood and violence. I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with smelling other men's body odor, feces.
No, man. And
I don't want to smell your shit.
Yeah, it's nasty, man. It's
I can't
bad.
do that. And I need pussy. I can't be around men like that. I need vagina. I have to have my regular dose of vagina. Okay?
Oh,
I have to fuck a woman. I can't do it. And I need alcohol and drugs. Okay?
Well, there's lots of drugs, lots of alcohol in prison, so there's that, you know.
Well, I need pussy. I have to regularly fuck a woman of my choice.
You might find a guard or like a somebody. Yeah. No, I'm not even joking. Like a lot of these bitches, man, were fucking sly like that. You know what I mean? Like they even, I think they even had the job just because they like the like it's like a power thing. You know what I mean?
Get your shit slammed by an aggressive man.
Yeah, and that's
love, bitch. You better rail your shit.
It's like some of these bitches, man. Like I swear, like I had a buddy who was fucking one of them, and that's like what he would say. There is like, she was all into that, this, like, yeah, man.
Random guys just taking turns on you, bitch.
Fucking right. But
now, I have to have my own woman. But the idea,
I don't want to share either. I'm not about sharing.
But the idea of a whore is phenomenal to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch, but to me, just the thought of, bitch, you've been slammed by massive cocks. You're nobody. You're a fucking whore.
Yeah.
I'm on my GG shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Fuck, bitch. Fuck, man. When I grew up, I remember one of the first fucking weird things. I was over at my friend's house, and his dad was like a crackhead, and I think I was like 13. I think I was like 13 years. Yeah, well, he had a fucking trap. You know what I mean? And we were over there hanging out. I was like 13 or something like that, and fucking these whores, of course, were there, and fucking. They had the wine bottles up their fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
God.
Yeah, man. Like it got wild. You know what I mean? I just remember
being a gangbanger and fucking the military really gave me I plan on, and I told my wife at some point, probably in these 40s or 50s, I'm gonna go on a whoremongering adventure. Okay, I've been a decent man for a very long time. Even in my military career, I didn't have any whores. But at some point, I'm gonna be Gigi Allen, and I'm gonna get me a whore. I mean, just an absolute slut. I'm gonna do everything that I wanted to do to you to her.
Man. Everybody's got to get there like once, and experience that.
I'm gonna
man.
do
like
it at least once. I've never had a whore.
You said that you were with your woman like for
20
since
years.
Since you guys were young, and
But I'm not a Christian, so don't get that twisted. Okay.
Right. But I mean, a lot of
in my younger days, I would let her know, hey, look, you on your period. I got this little bitch over here. I'm gonna fuck her. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that's how you have a relationship. You be honest with each other. You know what I mean? So, like, that's cool, man. Like, I can respect that. You know what I mean? And she, at least,
people don't have to respect it. You don't have to fucking like it. I don't give a fuck.
It's the lies. That's what I mean.
I don't think that a man should have one woman. I don't.
Yeah, but that's what really. I mean, as long as somebody's telling the truth, man. Like as hard as it is to handle sometimes. Like I don't find it hard to handle if it's the truth. I mean, I might not agree with it and stuff, but I'd rather.
I want to sound like a simp
hear
though.
the truth.
I mean, I've only done that like twice. And it's because my wife is a really good woman. She is she's been absolutely dedicated to me. So the two times I did it, I kind of felt like, bitch, you're not even worth it. You know what I mean? You fucking bitch. And they always want to try to, get me to leave my girl and stuff like that. And I'm just here to have fun with you, So that's why
I mean, that's how women are,
left
man.
that alone.
When you got a fucking woman, they're all over you. They want, what the other woman's got there. But
that's the problem
what I mean?
right there.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And I don't know what it is about that, but that's just such a big thing, man.
I think that women are territorial.
Yeah, I mean, that could be it. Yeah.
Women are very territorial. Because they're so vulnerable, women desire control. Right?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to, and I don't want to take too much of your time. I really wanted to pivot into that because you need to learn how to fucking nail RBR with the fact that Obama ushered in, what is this, third wave feminism with the Lilly Ledbetter Act and LGBT. By him lifting these laws or making LGBT acceptable in America and then ushering in the Lilly Ledbetter Act where now women are going to be given jobs that men should have. They're going to be given wages for jobs that are not, you're not even doing shit. It is destroying us not us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's destroying America economically.
It's destroying and the family, man. Like these fucking feminists, this view.
What's your take on that, man?
Oh, it's bad. It's all bad, man. I think it's horrible. I think the single mother thing is fucking bad. I know. I mean, like, I know what happens. Like, yeah, there's sometimes like, you know, where it's not good, but the government has become the man. You know what I mean? And no matter what anybody says, man, you need a father to raise a son, man. A son needs a fucking father, man. Like, it's just you're sending that boy into such a fucking
in a very gentle way. I rough my son up physically, emotionally. I make him come out in the sun and do certain things. I put him in the elements. I put him in boxing gloves and tell him, "Come on now, hit me. Let me see if you can hit me." You know,
that's the shit. You know, no woman could do that. No woman could take that place. You know what I mean? Like,
I give him weapons and teach him how to use weapons. Teach him how to shoot a gun.
Absolutely.
Hey, we go get a soft pellet rifle. You need to learn how to shoot this rabbit. Let's start there. You got to put a bullet in something. You can't be afraid. You got to take that motherfucker out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get over the view that, you know what I mean, everybody has to be nice. You know what I mean? You got to
go pick up that dead rabbit too.
Yeah.
You pick it up with your bare hands and look at it. Look at the insides of it.
Like, yeah, my parents are like fucking like liberal fucking snowflakes, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't until like I kind of like realized everything they sort of were telling me and shit like that was always what was setting me up for failure. And it wasn't until I kind of like, you know, stopped
fucking elbow pads and lattes.
Yeah. And I fucking went out on my own. I was homeless for a while in my late 20s.
But those things make you.
Well, that's what it did. That's what it did. I was either gonna live or die on my own. You know.
And I'm warning my son about that too. Like, you know, I'm gonna, you know, here and now I'm gonna rescue you, but I'm also gonna let you feel the drown a little bit. You need to see what it feels like to drown a little bit. You know?
It's rough for young men too, and that's the thing. Like the young men, you know, in their early 20s, especially,
you need to drown.
Yeah, they've got no money, nothing. There's nothing, no woman.
Throwing right out in the middle of the ocean, no lifesaver. Swim.
Yeah, but they gotta be stoic. They gotta be tough, and they gotta be smart.
There you go.
You know.
Yes, I have. I've been teaching my son Seneca since about 14, 15.
I mean, that's like I wish I had that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have anything really. Both of my parents were professionals who worked all the time. Like
so you're a latchkey kid.
Yeah.
There we go.
Exactly. And
that's that era.
And like, you know, I might have had like, you know, good parents in the sense that they were like, you know, like from a middle class, you know what I mean? Like both of them educated, stuff like that.
But that doesn't mean anything when in regards to you. You still got to be your own man.
No, I mean, like I was raised on, like I didn't even have anybody really around. Like, and
no brothers, no sisters.
Well, I have a sister, but see what happened was my father volunteered as her basketball coach for all.
Shit.
You know, like I never had any time with my dad.
Why are white fathers like that, man?
I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I think he hates me, honestly. You know what I mean? Like I don't really talk to him that much anymore.
That's
horrible,
man.
You know, yeah, but I mean, I look at it like that. Like it's like, you know, what the fuck? Like I always think that. Like that's for me. That's like one thing that
I heard a lot of white men say like their father just never really taught him much, never really spent much time with him. It was just like he was just fucking there. I heard this story a lot.
Yeah, I don't get it because like if I had a son, like I don't have any kids, man. I'm old and I'll never have kids. Now, my last chance. Me and my wife just
you
got
about my
divorced.
age? What you like 44, 45?
40. I just turned 46 in November.
So what makes you think that you can't have a child?
Well, I probably could, but I just got over a fucking I think it was like almost 16 years that me and my wife were together, and we split up. You know what I mean? So, but
never had a kid with her.
No, man. And I don't know.
I'm gonna stop making fun of white dudes and
I mean,
the infertility rate.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't try. Well, she wasn't white; she was native, but you know what I mean. It's not like we didn't try or anything.
So why didn't you? That's your problem right there. Why didn't you get you a Becky?
Well, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like I cheated on her a couple of times. You know what I mean? I gotta say, but
so you like foreign pussy.
Well, I like the natives, Yeah.
Why do you call them that? That's so offensive.
Well, it's just what they call them here, man. Natives. It's just this what they call themselves. Like or Indians, you know what I mean? But
that is so offensive. You must live by a reservation.
I live right next door to a reservation. Yeah, I could throw a rock.
Trying to get you some of that motherfucking $5 Indian pussy.
No, they're hot, man. You know what I mean? They're very intelligent. They're hot. They like the things I like. They like to, shoot guns.
You live in a small town, don't you? Don't say what city and state you're in, but you live in a small town.
I mean, I'm nobody could ever fuck with me here, anyways. You know what I mean? But it's it's a small place. It's in Eastern Canada. You know what I mean?
You by Canada. You live in Canada?
Yeah, I live in Canada currently.
Oh fuck! So you in Canada right now?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. Y'all weird.
That's why RBR is always saying, "Oh, you're not American." You know what I mean?
But you was born in America. You just live in Canada.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Isn't Quebec northeast Canada?
Yeah, I'm right by Quebec. You know what I mean?
That's northeast.
I could look out my window and see Quebec right now.
I almost moved to Canada when I got out the military because I didn't want to come back to America, but I couldn't convince my wife to come, so I'm fucking stuck here.
It's cool, man. Honestly, it's a really cool spot. But right now, it's just times are fucked, man.
What's wrong with it? So what is I hear a lot of political issues with Trudeau. What's his name?
Yeah,
Trudeau.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of problems with feminism.
Oh yeah.
Owning land, economics,
it's fucked,
inflation, the price of goods. It seems to be out of control in Canada.
It's whatever's going on in the States, and how there's inflation and everything like that. You might as well double it in Canada. You know what I mean? Whatever's the price of everything in the past 3 years has more than doubled. In the grocery stores, especially. It's fucking nuts, man.
I'm up on my. I watch a lot of international news, and Canada seems to be going through extreme economic issues.
It's
the housing prices and everything.
There's just regular ass middle class families, who work and work and work and work, and they're at food banks now, even though they're still working. If that tells you anything, me myself, single fucking male. In 40, I spend about $250 every time I go to the grocery store, and that's 3 bags.
No, I got a family because my daughter's in Oklahoma State University, so we spend about $400, $500 every 2 weeks to feed the family of 4.
Yeah, well, this is every week.
Shit.
Yeah, so I go every week. You know what I mean? I fill up my gas. I get my food. So it's about $400 that I spend on the weekly, just on bullshit like fuel
for one person. Ouch.
For one in a dog. I got a dog, so.
So this is why you're not really trying to look to bring a child. That's the cost is gonna be it's unaffordable.
Well, I mean, even now, I mean, the thing is after being with, a woman, 15 fucking years and having things happen the way they did between me and her, shit, I'm just not even thinking that I even want to go down that road right now, let alone, think about a kid and, you know what I mean? So it's
I gotta have my regular dose of vagina. It has to
Well,
be
yeah,
accessible daily. I don't know how you do it.
I got chicks on the side, you know what I mean? But they're nobody that I'd ever fucking ever consider.
Okay,
Yeah,
after about 7 hours with him, you're like, okay, bitch,
yeah,
get out.
exactly. I can't even stand that, man. It's like, it's more like, I don't even bring them here because I don't like trying to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just easier to go to their place, like,
I mean, I'm not that self-centered that I don't ask myself, what would it be like to have my freedom? I gotta take care of kids still. I still got teenage kids. I still got a wife. I haven't had me for 20 years. So
yeah.
Do I think about that? Just being able to just not have that obligation to have to take care of so many people at once, or even now, I gotta go to work,
but in a way, like, now that I'm like, nobody depends on me or anything like that, like, I almost realized, like, this is just something I'm sort of kind of pondering and realizing, now currently, this year especially, that effort to be the one who is like the provider and all that.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No, it isn't, but it kept me going. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a motivating factor. It was something that just, I had to do it.
It gives you that hero complex.
But I didn't even, have a chance to. It's not like I had a choice to even think about it. I had to do it. Like, and now, like, I've got some savings and shit. Like, I don't, nobody, needs me for fuck all. Like, I feel like just, kind of like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what
I would say is, cliche as it sounds, right?
Yeah.
Because even my brother, he found his wife later in life. It's not over. You're a man. And as long as your soldier is born, be patient.
No.
Do not know what the future holds. When you least expect it, you never know, man. 56 years old, you done pop one,
Yeah, I'm not one to give up. Like, that's not in me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give up. You know what I mean? Like,
and I say that because we need more. I believe that intellect is genetic.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah.
It's the most ignorant, imbecilic people that you meet are procreating in mass.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like that movie Idiocracy.
I heard about it. I haven't saw it.
Yeah, it's literally like I don't know, man. It's almost like that movie's kind of become like a documentary or fucking the prophecy, if anything. You know what I mean? Like, so, but like, I don't know, man. Like, for me, my best friend had a kid when he was 14, and like, once again I was 13, and so it just kind of like all that sort of fucked me up to the point where I was like, I don't think I want to have a kid, because this is because like we were just young like that. We had this baby who had to hang out with him. So yeah, so it kind of like fucking made me like
straight.
Yeah, but I should have fucking just knocked a chick up back out of high school, like, in retrospect, you know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
I'm here to tell you this, man. Even now, and that's another reason why I just come home to my wife. First off, disease, right?
Yeah.
I don't ever want to contract something and bring it home to her because these nasty fucking whores.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The second thing is I don't want to have no more kids. I got 3. I've done the diapers and the walkers and all that shit, man. I'm not trying to do that no more, buddy. For my grandchildren, yeah, because I can take you back to your parents. But it's gonna be difficult to raise a child at your age.
That's good, man.
It's
No, but the 3, like, that's your work's done. You know what I mean? You did it. Like, that's it. Like, that's cool, man. Like, I respect that. Like, you know what I mean? And I guess, for me, it's just not in the cards. And it's something I always wanted, but
I need more intelligent people to spread their gene pool.
Yeah, I mean, we all do, man. We all do. Like, it's a problem. It really is, and it's something, especially being like, like I'm 46. You're in your 40s.
I'm 41.
You can notice it. You notice what's happened in the past 20 years.
Man. Man.
Yeah, it's
you use this terminology, but when I said I mean the entire Western Hemisphere, more so the Northwestern Hemisphere, the grit, the hardworking men, intelligent men, that's over with.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's got to come back though, or I
don't know, man. I'm more pessimistic.
Yeah, I don't think it'll come back either, but I do think those people who don't, who aren't really like ready for that struggle are going to be wiped out when things get rough, man.
Yeah.
They're just and it's going to be sad, and nobody's going to want to see it or anything like that. But it's going to be
I'm sinister.
Some brutal shit, man.
I think that people who don't want to broaden their intellect, people who don't want to think their way through things, people who don't want to take care of their bodies, people who are not responsible. I don't think you deserve to live.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yeah, I can hear that, but I mean, I don't know, man. I think everybody has the possibility to change.
Nature is brutal, and I'm with nature.
Well, nature is brutal, yeah, but some of these people, even some of the worst people that you could think of, they have contributed something that's worth it. You know what I mean, to all people at some point in time. Like it's everybody has the possibility to change and to.
I hope I don't get doxxed for this, right? I'm going to say something. I hope I don't get doxxed for this. I hope that people don't and speak to my employer. Right now, I deal with
people watching, but
I deal with criminal psychology. I'm a criminal psychologist for youth offenders, adjudicated youth, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've only been at this job for close to 6 months now, and I'm starting to become numb. I'm starting to look at certain people as if, and I'm going to take flack on RBR channel when I say this. There's certain young white men that I come across, they're bright-eyed, bright-minded, and they just made mistakes. And sometimes they're still a little bit naive to think that, oh, it wasn't my fault, I didn't do it. But the more I talk to them, the more they open up and say, man, I fucked up. I heard this. They'll say, man, I messed up this time. But when I listen to young black men,
there's a culture to just blame everything on other people and other events outside of their, they just
complete fucking idiots. It is sad, man.
Yeah, man.
I do my best to not become numb to it and not give up. I have to go run and exercise and tell myself, no, don't think negative. Try to be the bright light in their lives. But for some of them, when I listen to them and I look at their background and I look at their criminal record and I look at their family structure, you're going to die or you're going to the penitentiary. So where you going? Man. You going to the penitentiary, man. You going to the penitentiary, man.
And you can't tell them nothing. Like, you know what I mean? They're just not.
No, you can't. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You want to kill somebody, bro. You want to rob.
Yeah.
You don't want to. You don't want to be a better person.
They don't want to do it. Like, they think they want to do it. They don't really. Like,
they don't want to put in the work.
But they're acting like it's like a movie or something. Like, people could fucking dust that shit off.
Oh, fuck it, Gigi, you fucking scum. Bite it, you scum.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what they're doing to themselves. They don't understand.
You think you in a fucking movie, man.
Yeah, man.
Bite it, you scum.
And that's a problem with just American culture, man. Like as a whole. Like,
you in a fucking movie. I'm gonna use that now.
That's how
you are in a fucking movie, man.
It's fucked up, but that's how people are thinking, man. They think of themselves.
Do you know when I talk to some of these young men, we'll have group discussion, and I'll ask them basically that and it's a knee slapper, and sometimes I have to catch myself. They'll what's a FICO score? It's tax season, so I'll talk to them. Do you know what property taxes are, man? No, my mom gonna tell me about it, but I don't know. I don't care nothing about that.
Yeah.
A young man told me, I'm just gonna rob if I got to.
Jesus, man.
And it's like, what makes you think that there aren't older men like me that ain't
That's
got
what I mean.
guns
Yeah,
too?
yeah. They don't know, man. Like, yeah, exactly. You know, it's a fucking.
Have you ever been to a gun range, young man?
Like they think that they're like the baddest fucking one out there. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you ain't the baddest.
Do you
one,
know
man.
what tear gas is? Do you know what I'm gonna do to you? I'm gonna tactically assault you.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Anybody fucking fucks with me, man. Like I didn't get robbed, but someone broke into my house. I lost like probably $25,000 worth of shit.
God damn.
Yeah, man. And I know who it was and everything like that. And like, you know, and I can't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
shooting you in your head.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, you know, I like.
You take $25,000 from me, I'm gonna shoot you in the head.
Well, you know what I mean. I'd like to say that that's what I want to do, but you know, I think that make me a suspect.
$25,000?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna shoot you in your head.
Well, stuff. You know what I mean. I lost 3 4-wheelers. Fucking.
Oh, they really went at you then. Oh yeah, they went at you. That you had a truck and everything.
Fucked up my house. Yeah, man. Like, you know what I mean. And like,
now, see, that's not cool, right there, bro.
But you know what the thing is though. The problem is, the police pay these same people to act as like fucking informants on people because they're just scum. You know what I mean? They're just like scumbags. They got no pride or anything in themselves. Like, so they just will they rat on everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
so you must live in a very cold climate, a lot of snow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I bet you be spinning them 4-wheelers in that snow, huh?
Well, yeah, you know, and
that's
the thing,
fun.
like, you know, and the one that was stolen was my plow for my I had a plow on it and shit, and it was like what I used to clear my driveway and shit. So
you got a lot of land, don't you? You got a lot of land to fuck around.
No, not really. I just got it's just a little house. You know what I mean? But
because I plan on taking my kids to an ATV park here in Missouri. It's a whole course, you know what I mean? They got the lodges, you know, cabin houses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to that. I've never been on a 4-wheeler.
Oh, they're a blast, man. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
I want to spin around, man. I want to spin out.
Yeah.
I want to flip that motherfucker over on myself.
Well, watch doing that because they can flip and they're fucking heavy.
I know.
You know.
It's no fun if you don't hurt yourself.
Well, just be careful. You could really get hurt doing that spinning shit, man. You know. But the ice, you know, when it's icy and shit, it's fun.
Man,
yeah.
I know you have a ball with that.
Yeah, and that's
you got dirt bikes and shit, don't you?
I got a 650 KLR 650 dirt bike. Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. 650 horses? I don't know.
No, CC. It's big. Like 650 is like pretty big, man.
Is that the fuel tank?
No, it's the CC.
What do you mean when you say that? 650 what?
Cubic centimeters of engine size. Like you know what I mean? Like a scooter, a regular scooter that you see.
It's not gonna get much torque. It's not gonna much speed.
No, they're like 50 cc's, and then it just goes up from there. It's like a chainsaw, so
that
chainsaw.
Motherfucker you got probably going 70, 80 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, it'll do that. You know what I mean?
It's gonna pull.
And I got a crotch rocket too, and
a crotch rocket that pause. What the fuck?
Like a fucking GSXR 600.
I mean, you gotta kill the acronyms, man.
It's a race bike.
What the fuck is you talking about?
It's like a street bike, race bike, like, you know what I mean, like a racing motorcycle, like
a Yamaha.
No, it's a Suzuki.
Okay,
Suzuki.
All right, that's what the Ninja bikes.
Yeah, it's like a Ninja, but it's a Suzuki GSXR.
Man, I saw my homeboy try to get too fancy on one of them, flipped himself into the street with that.
Yeah, my best friend fucking got decapitated, man. Like it's fucked, man. Like,
you down one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that's where I got this bike from. I actually bought it from my best friend because I knew he was gonna kill himself because he's a fucking nut. So I bought the bike on purpose just to try to get it away from him, and he went out and fucking got a bigger and even faster one.
So why don't any of your other cloud demons come on your channel?
Well, I don't. My actual real life people, I don't try to associate them with.
Well, I'm talking about the people in the chat. They in the chat. There's a lot of cloud demons in the chat.
I don't know, man.
Well, I can't call them cloud demons until I speak to them. They're just cloud people.
I gotta run anyway soon, man. So
yeah,
like,
I'm about to get out of here too. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
excellent stream. I just want to know, why isn't any of your cloud people friends? I am your cloud friends. Fucking Jesus lovers. Why the fuck they not? Why they don't join the fucking panel?
Oh, I don't know, man. They'll come on tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow because RBR is gonna still be sick. So,
yeah,
he's in the
having
hospital
problems taking a shit.
Yeah, man, he's going through all kinds of hard times. So, fucking. But yeah, I'm gonna run one tomorrow. I'll try to get started a little earlier. Like I was trying to figure out the StreamYard's bullshit and stuff like that. So. It took me a while.
Enjoy the conversation. I'll try to sit in the chat next time, unless no one comes up to support the fucking G.G. Allen and this motherfucker. I'm gonna go to sleep to his interview on what's this Amy Whitney show or whatever.
Who's that?
G.G. Allen.
I'll have to check that out. I'm not sure if I know that one.
I saw him on Geraldo, but I'm gonna go to sleep to his episode.
It's probably Sally Jesse Raphael is what you're talking about.
I don't know if he's on that. I'm gonna watch it because I'm in love. I'm in love with his music. I'm in love with just his rawness. This motherfucker's crazy, and I love it. And
man.
For the rest of my life, you are the lone white man. You're the lone cloud. You're no longer a cloud demon. You're a cloud god. Okay, you're cloud Jesus from now on. Change your name.
I don't want you to. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. So you know what I mean. You could still talk shit about me, man. Go ahead.
I don't dislike white people.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I wouldn't talk to you this for long if I did. But for now on, you're cloud Jesus. Okay.
Right on, man.
You're cloud Christ.
No, it's a great conversation, man. And I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you fucking, hashing it out over all this shit, man. It's always fun to fucking see where other people are coming from, and I really enjoyed it.
I can't wait till your next live stream, Cloud Christ. See you later, buddy.
Cheers, man. Yeah, well, I'm gonna cut her off, guys. Fucking everybody who listened and stuff like that. Thanks for coming out, and I'm gonna try to come up tomorrow, do it again. So have a good night. I'm sure we'll see you around. I'm sure Marty will be doing something. Cloud Demon, yeah, right on, Marty. All right, cheers, everybody.